Button.
Button.
Yes, random bullshit. Anyway, hello everyone to the oncoming store. This is your host, Bugboy1014, and I am joined with only a few people this time: Jados, Rao Darkstar, Clocksworth, and not Cathangless. They're cool
He.
because Cathangless is not back yet.
He is still in our hearts, even though he's not gone yet. Still.
Yep, he's still in our hearts. I'm not dead yet. Sometimes I
Oh,
think I can hear him. That classic meme. Anyway, so where we last left off, there was an unfortunate accident involving the Phantom and a breath weapon that caused Clocksworth's nails to fall out and Henry to try to eat the Phantom in madness. There was an infiltration mission on the enemy ship in the form of Dracul and Val Darkstar.
Rattle
was-
getting yeeted through a catapult. I remember that.
The trebuchet, yeah.
The triple. Sorry.
What?
There was people. Sorry, what was your question, Rattle?
I was asking, what was he talking about?
I was giving a recap of what happened last time.
I also do found a disturbing copy art.
You got launched in the trebuchet, if you remember, because you volunteered for it.
Oh yeah,
That's what I was talking about. Where you did an infiltration mission into the enemy ship by being launched out of a trebuchet.
yeah.
Anyway, and there was invaders on your guys' ship as well. As eventually, there was a fight that ensued, and after a while, Kai, being the captain of the ship, basically went on top of the ship wheel, looked down, and said, "You all are outnumbered. You should." I forget exactly what he said. It's something along the lines of, "You're all outnumbered. You should surrender peacefully. We have you outgunned and outnumbered." And then, well, these are going to be said peace talks. So, any questions before we get back into it?
No?
Okay. We're not going to be using initiative order for this because it's not technically combat.
Okay, thank goodness.
Other than maybe Dracul, Rattle, and Jadis. Question: what would they be doing on his ship? Would they know about the peace talks?
We
there
were probably
would
something
have
far away.
there would have been a message sent to the both the fighter on the ship and the navigator of the ship.
Would they have said something to Dracul or Rattle?
Well, the scene as I picture it is that you both basically see a somewhere about a girl reaching adulthood in a completely white tunic emerge from the bow of the ship, and a few seconds later you see through a transparent dragon pop out of nothing, and the girl is going to turn to you and say, "We've been summoned to the other ship. You could fly with us if you want to."
If you
Dracul,
load your
Rattle,
shield,
how do you two handle this?
could you load your shield first?
I can't lower it. I can only put it up, and then it stays up as long as it needs to.
As long as you don't need to trick us. I
I have a dragon standing next to me. if I wanted to trick you, I would do it now. Believe me.
Fair enough.
I'm taking a look at the other dragon.
Zokurai would teleport over and say, "We have a dragon in the bowels of our ship. What's your point?"
Wait.
Because he's a planeswalker. You can just teleport over. Wait, does the shield prevent teleporting?
No. I just. Oh. Right, yeah.
No, Dracul got there by teleporting.
Yeah. Okay, so he was able to teleport through the shield.
Yeah.
How he heard this, we don't know. But
Yeah, that was my question.
I'm going to assume he already had teleported over and was just kind of standing there for a little bit. That's my assumption.
I mean, if you want to, you can both stay. But excuse me and my friend here. We're going to go over to your ship because we've been summoned by our captain.
I'm fine with that. And Zokurai teleports back. Come on, Triple.
Will do. Check
Uh,
teleports.
I guess I'm flying back alone.
Hey, and he would turn to Gold and say, "You don't happen to have a trebuchet, do you?"
No?
Alright, fine. Yeah, you're flying back alone. And Zokurai teleport away.
Is Harold still trying to bite on the Phantom?
Well, we're gonna flash back to what the other group is doing during this now. I was just handling the stuff on the Silver Storm
Okay.
first before we go back to
fair
the
enough.
stocks. To answer your question, Guild, Jaden is busy with college stuff, and in character, he's busy training and doesn't want anything to do with this. Ravager kind of has bowed out of D&D for now and has given his character to me to run. And then Kyanna doesn't have to voice any characters, so she's not here right now. Because there's no characters on the ship that she voices. So that's where everyone else is. Because Guildfly in the stream asked me where everyone else was. So, with that, now we'll go back to the ship and talk about what was going on during that. So, how would your characters react to Kai? I mean, obviously, they're doing the peace talks, but like, what would the first things your people would say, Jadis?
Well, the ranger wouldn't say anything, but he would very intently stare at the fighter. And, I guess... Well, I guess we could talk. I understand that this is not really the best place to try this out, so maybe you're right, we should maybe talk.
Thanks.
Well, sounds like your lots are actually able to listen to reason. Now, if everyone would settle down, he says, staring at Harold, who immediately stopped trying to eat the Phantom, then we can actually talk. Come on, let's head inside the ship. And with that, Kai
I don't know how
would
that stopped
casually
Harold, but okay.
cast... Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm surprised that stopped Harold.
It stopped Harold because Kai has an intimidation of plus 30.
I don't want to fuck with that.
Yeah, no. His passive intimidation's enough to stop Harold and snap him out of his insanity. Like, not really, but enough.
Okay.
Anyway. With this, he casts Dispel Magic to disperse the square. As well as Lesser Restoration. Not Lesser Restoration. And then the Paladin casts Lesser Restoration on Harold to get rid of his short-term madness. Says, come on, friends. Let us go have a talk about this. And that was the paladin.
Okay.
And now,
Um.
Kai and the paladin both go inside of the ship through this door. Does everyone else choose to follow?
Yes.
I'm still flying back, so it's gonna take me a bit.
This is about the time when Zokarai and Zokarai and Dracul would be teleporting back. Just for reference. And Rattle Darkstar would be slowly flying back. Yeah. Dread is going to stay behind in the mast, just on lookout still, to make sure the Silver Storm doesn't do any funny business.
Edward and the Phantom would go, but not Dracul.
Dracul would stay behind.
Mm-hmm.
Upside down Dracul.
Right now,
Of
Dracul
course.
is ready to rumble.
Yeah, I was straightened them out. Zokarai would stay
Um.
outside as well because he says, and I quote, I don't deal with politics. And he would just teleport away somewhere.
Dracul would just do
Somewhere.
it for Dracul doing it for a case of just keeping an eye on things.
Harold would walk. Sorry, go ahead.
Nothing. I'm just going to do a few rolls in secret.
Okay. Harold would slowly start to snap out of his daze, and Gerald would walk over and punch him in the head and say, "Don't ever do that again, brother."
Please don't ever.
So, with that though, all of the NPCs pretty much follow inside. Well, okay, all of the named NPCs pretty much follow inside. The regular people, not as much. Only some of them do. Because the room where you're going is the captain's quarters, by the way. Kai's leading you all into the captain's quarters.
Dracul just has to stay outside, keep on lookout.
Those who stay outside, could you do a small perception check for me?
Sure.
Oh God!
I would be following the
Dracul,
NPCs,
yes.
so
Blackboard,
excited
did
now.
you stay outside or no?
nope.
Okay.
I would have followed the NPCs inside, especially because Harold took a bit of a beating there.
Let me pull up Dread's thing. Zokarai is not actually on the ship anymore. He teleported somewhere else, so I'm not gonna have him make this check.
Ignore how Dracul rolled disguise.
You rolled the wrong thing. Okay, time to roll.
I rolled.
Well, Dread got a 27. Dracul got a 21. Granted, that's assuming guidance. If we don't allow guidance, then it'll just be 24 and 18.
I would say without guidance because this is a spur of the moment thing.
Okay, so
24
24 and 18 then.
24 and 18. Dread would notice that the does Dread have any counter spells or something like that?
No, he has no magical capabilities. Well, okay, he does, but he doesn't have counterspell. He's a druid.
Then he would have just noticed how. Then he would have just noticed how the fighter has seemingly woven a formula for a spell, but nothing else happened. So
You would take note of
basically
this,
cast this-
and you would take note of this and use a sending stone to tell Kai that this happened.
okay.
So
Alright, they have a sending stone.
yeah, Dread specifically has sending stones set up for every major NPC that Zokarai has ever met.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And after this, the fighter and the ranger both are going to follow inside.
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't. I thought there was something that gave Dracul advantage on perception from his
Nope.
armor, but no.
And Dracul's not wearing the Auric mask, right?
He has it on.
Okay. But it would still failed the perceptions. Actually, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I don't have a precise map for this, but I'm going to find a map that works good enough. if that's okay.
Wait. I just remembered Edward and the Phantom are with.
Yeah, I'm not worried about deleting the right people because we're going to be transitioning to a different map anyway.
I know. It's just trying to be fair. So, Rattle, why are you still away?
Because he's flying. He can't. He didn't teleport.
Because I don't have the teleport spell.
What's your fly speed, Rattle?
Learn.
You know what fudge is? I'm just going to use Sylvester's Lair. Because I can't find another map, so we're just going to use Sylvester's Lair as a proxy. Because we all know Sylvester's going to be involved in this.
I feel like he'd want to take it to his lair.
Oh, well, okay. That's a funny idea. Kai was going to take it to the captain's quarters, but Sylvester redirected them to end up in his lair. There we go.
My flying speed is 80 feet.
Okay, so that means that each turn you can move 160, assuming you're dashing.
Yeah.
Which means, since you're only... I believe the ships are 500 feet apart, right, Jados?
At this point, I think they were 380 feet apart.
Yeah, so rather you can make it to the ship in 2 turns.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that hard to fly that far. But anyway, let's go
Phantom,
here.
be your normal size.
So move that. Move that. Everyone that is here can position themselves in the room wherever they would like to.
He doesn't need to be his correct size right now.
No.
It's more of a flavor thing.
Oops.
Yeah.
It didn't load the token. It took a while to load the first token, so I thought it didn't work, and I tried Clocksword a second time.
2 clock tokens.
Dear God, no, they're multiplying.
Notably, there's been a new renovation in the room. Or, if it's not a renovation, you're noticing something a little weird about Sylvester's Lair.
The board is smaller.
No, the board is not smaller. Actually, this is the same size it was before.
Okay.
Sylvester's a little bit smaller. I actually shrunk his size a little bit. But... also, yeah, he usually sits like up here, actually.
As I said, Sylvester could be whatever he wants to be.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
This is his cannon size, going off of the size of Great Worms. Why am I not finding this?
Why is there 4 now?
What?
I'm talking about Jados' men, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, there's 4 of them.
Because the 2 from the Silverstorm joined you.
Right, yeah, that's why.
So does the mage that Dracul, and, the Phantom accidentally killed.
There's Strongheart.
No.
Which, you would note, Clockwork, that he's actually walking close to you as you walk in.
I'm sorry, I thought you said walking coaster.
Yeah. Some of you who... everyone give me a perception check, by the way. Everyone who cares, give me a perception check. And it's a relatively easy check, DC 15.
Hold on, I'm rolling.
I
One
am
perception.
going to-
Ignore that was for the Phantom.
Slow probably and dead at this point.
Didn't it only last for like 4 rounds?
Yeah, which is why I was saying that. Also, I forgot to re-click guidance since we're not in combat anymore. Oh well.
Yeah. Wow, DC 15 check. Everyone's rolling less than 15. Okay.
Except Edward. I mean, except Phantom.
Yeah. Okay, so for everyone who got a 15, Jados, have your characters roll as well.
Okay.
Or you can use
Um,
or you can use their passive scores if you want to keep their perception secret for some reason.
let's use a passive score.
Is Edward here, by
Um,
the way?
What?
Did Edward follow us or no?
what,
Yeah, it's just Dracul that stayed back
what's,
of the three.
what would be the challenge to beat?
15.
15. Okay, that one definitely beats it.
Okay.
This one too.
Edward also needs to make a check. You didn't roll for him.
For what?
You rolled for Dracul and the Phantom, but not Edward.
Cool is not there. I accidentally rolled. Where you see Dracul, that was actually the Phantom's roll.
But what about Edward?
Edward is the bottom one.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry for being confusing. I just noticed now. I'm like, I forgot to switch to this.
It's fine. I don't mind you being confusion.
Ah.
Okay. So, for everyone who got a 15 or higher, you notice that there is a new strange little creature in the room. It is this thing. It is what looks to be about the size of a medium-sized dog, but it looks like a shark, and it has a bone in its mouth, but it also has 4 legs. Some of you have heard of this, some of you haven't. For anyone who does see it, they most like everyone who has seen it. Give me a history check or a survival check. See if you recognize this creature. No, this isn't Cathangus' fault. This is something Sylvester picked up as a pet. This is gonna be easy, by the way. DC 10. This one's DC 10 because it's common knowledge.
And you're saying those who have seen it, right?
Those who have, well, I'm saying those who actually pass the perception check to see it
Okay, good.
would then roll this. So, Jados, that includes your character that definitely saw it. Would they pass a DC 10 survival or history check?
Yes.
Okay. This is a sharkette.
A creature that was made by Cathangus, by the way.
No, well, what do you mean by Cathangus?
Cathangus. Did I tell you that I thought he made it? No.
No. This you as a player made the stat block for this, but Cathangus as a character did not. These are just land sharks, basically. These are pets. These are pet
I'm
sharks.
sorry, I thought it was a creature he created when he was bored. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, he made one, but he did not invent the whole creature type. Anyway, yes, this is a new creature that, well, it's not a new creature, but it's a creature that hasn't been introduced in the campaign, but it's been here for a while. It's a sharkette. They're a common
It's a
pet,
friend.
alternative to dogs. So, anyway, besides that, everyone is walking into here, and there's this new thing. Yeah. So,
So
when would I
arrive?
at this point, I would say you can start to walk in as the conversation is starting.
Thanks for leaving me behind, guys.
So, would everyone like to, Sylvester says, who are these new people? Since no one else is talking.
They are here for peace or something?
So I don't trust it.
Rattle Darkstar, how do you characters react to seeing this? Actually, would you like me to describe Sylvestra? Jados?
No, I think I already know the description.
Okay, how do you characters react to seeing Sylvestra for, I think, the first time?
Well, The ranger and the fighter would be ranger, fighter, and the fighter from the Silverstone would all be rather unshaken, more of a pretty unfazed by it, and the girl in the white robes would have a very curious look in her eyes.
All right. Everyone else? Is anyone else saying anything? Clockwork, Rattle.
Phantom and Edward are unfazed. Phantom's just like, they want to talk, they board the ship, now let's do this.
Who's your little guy? Or your friend?
Kai says, I would have preferred to do this in the captain's quarters, but fine. I guess we have to do this here.
I was talking to Sylvester about the pet.
Sylvester says, oh, this little chum? I named him Squirt. He's a friend I picked up in the sea.
No! God damn it!
Okay.
Yes, you can pet him. Just be gentle. And
All names Squirt.
yeah, Squirt is just curled up next to Sylvester, chewing on a bone, by the way. You mentioned something about meeting him in the ocean, which was interesting, because that implies that Sylvester left his lair for a reason. Judges.
So,
Listen, you think was already lost one Squirt.
so, Sylvester, did you bring us here for a reason?
Kai says, well, I brought us inside the ship because I wanted to go to my quarters and actually be able to drink scotch while talking to these people. But it seems I don't get to do that now do I? And the paladin just kind of looks at him and goes, you know, alcohol is a sin, right? And Kai says, do you think I care? The paladin just shakes his head and does a little holy thing to bless his soul from the sin of the pirates. Paladin being this one, by the way.
Yeah.
That's just the Phantom's response. Just, yeah, the pastor does this a lot.
Yeah.
I think he at least he's not a drunk monk.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you said drunk moth.
Silvestro pipes up and says, I feel we should get on with these peace talks these people do not have forever, I sense.
Yeah, sorry, Sylvester.
It's fine. Let's just try to cut the chit-chat to the minimum. So, why did you attack our ship? Guy says, hey, shouldn't I be the one doing the interview? Sylvester says, shut up. Why did you attack our ship?
Well, part of it's a secret, part of it isn't.
Okay. Can you tell us the part that isn't?
Well, one part was to test your compatibilities.
Sylvester just kind of looks at you with a strange look and says, and how did they measure up?
I have to say, pretty well, better than I expected. This is, by the way, the fighter talking.
Sorry, is this a goddamn training exercise? Well, we're in a fucking mission!
It's notable, Trados, that Sylvester has an ability that lets him see the true names of creatures.
Yep.
So he sees through your little thing, but he's playing along. Just pointing that out.
Just one note, I think I will send it to you in DC.
Okay. Also, yes, this is me saying in canon that Sylvester is sensing that the characters, and by extension Jados, have to go soon. So
Yeah, I figured.
that's a good point, Guard. Guardian Edward says, "You really think a training exercise will help our friends? Will help when our friends are on?"
Well, it's less of a training exercise, more of a measurement. If it was a training exercise, well, it wasn't a training exercise.
You just wanted to test our skills, huh?
The Phantom says, "Well, then what is it?"
I would just
Well,
say, if it's to test our skills, I'm guessing.
yeah, pretty much.
The guy says, "Okay, but we don't even know you. Why would you be testing our skills? What purpose do you have for that?"
Curiosity.
You're a strange one. Sylvester looks over at Kai and says, "Shut up before I cast a silence spell on you." Kai
Well,
just
we
kind
could say
of
the same.
shrugs and says, "Fine, I'm out of here," and just wanders out of the room.
You should maybe stay.
He's already wandered out to go get alcohol.
We'll get him back later.
Paladin walks over and says, "You people have a funny aura. Uh, what were your names again?"
Oh, names. My name is not so important. This one here, and he points at the one in the white robe, the girl in the white robe. This one here is Fiona, our, let's say, resident summoner. And this one here, and he points at the one that you fought on the Silver Storm, who is currently in the process of taking his mask off. And you see basically black woozy hair and one blue eye and one green eye. A very, very sharp blue and green. And a very freckled face with a grin on it. And this one here is Coyote.
Not all of you have names, it seems.
Either that or they don't want to explain their names.
Well,
Well,
I actually have a question, Jados. What do your characters register as creature type wise?
that depends who's looking at them.
I'm talking about for a protection from evil or good spell.
Well, in this case, three of them actually would be fiends,
Okay.
and one of them would be. Wait, let me check. Elemental.
Lionheart would stare at all of you with a piercing gaze, and would slightly pull his sword out of his scabbard, letting the shining blade shine out for all of you to see, and says, "You better be more forthcoming with information, or else my blade may want to slay some more fiends."
The Phantom at the same time pulls out his own blade. It's like, not yet.
The
Well,
Paladin looks over at the Phantom and says, And why would I take orders from a being as damned as you?
Because I want to hear what they have to say, if they are the same ones that has been following us since we first got on the ship.
He slowly backs off.
After all, knowledge is power.
The paladin slowly backs off and just stands against, just kind of sits in Silvestro's horde. Just listening now.
Yeah, I'm starting to
Well-
go far.
For those of you,
Drados, your characters might recognize the blade he had, by the way. It's something known as a Holy Avenger.
oh, buddy,
Yeah, it was a Holy Avenger. So, it was real deal.
well, you say you were on a mission,
Yes.
and you say we might have made your mission harder.
No, you have simply
say
slowed
what?
it down.
We are not the
Then-
hardest to deter.
To speed it up again, I have a proposition.
The proposition is...
And he's going to point back at the three remaining crew members. The Ranger, the fighter from the Silver Storm, and the Summoner girl. You can pick one of my crew members, and they will help you on your mission.
And who's to say we should trust them?
Well, that's entirely for you to decide. It's a proposition, I don't force you to pick them. I'll take them with you.
Gerald
Hmm.
walks over and says, to be fair, we don't really know much about these guys, so we don't have much not to trust anyway.
We don't have much to trust or not to trust. We are in a gray area, as we seem.
Hey, when do we have to make this decision?
Well, since I have less time left than those three behind me, I would say you have about half an hour. And yes, you should maybe consult your current captain. It would be maybe.
Kind of busy.
Silvestro would pipe up and say, he is currently on the upper deck singing sea shanties while drunk out of his skull.
Nice.
So I'm
He's
not sure
still the
he'll be
captain.
much for advice right now.
But I think he should be present just to honor him.
Then everyone should go above deck.
Well then.
Shall we,
Aye.
friend? Would everyone go above deck, or does anyone see behind?
The Phantom would see behind.
Alright, so the Phantom stays behind with Silvestro. Anyone else?
I probably will just to chat with Sylvester.
You would stay behind with Silvestro?
Yeah.
Alright. Wild Darkstar would stay behind with Silvestro. Anyone else? Foxworth, you've been very quiet throughout all of this. Are you muted?
He's not muted.
Then he's just been very quiet throughout all of this.
Or his
Yeah.
mic messed up.
Yeah,
Fine.
sorry.
Yeah. Have you been saying things? Because we haven't been able to hear you at all.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I just didn't know what to say or do in that situation.
Are you going to
But-
go back above deck, or no?
I feel someone should be above deck, given that the other surgeon is staying with Silvestro. It's probably a good idea to go back.
Edward's going above deck.
The paladin is going to stay below deck. for two reasons. One, he doesn't really want to be involved with this whole situation with Jados's characters. And two, he wants to give the Phantom a piece of his mind. He may or may not get in a fight with the Phantom. We'll see.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Anyway, Jados, we shall transition back onto deck.
Well, that's a side session waiting to happen.
Yeah, that's actually going to be a side session. Or something that happens later this session, depending on how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see afterwards.
And I'm guess I'm in part of that session.
More than likely, yes, because you're also down there. Or part of the main thing. So, we're back above deck now. As everyone walks back up, they hear, sure enough, Kai is currently screaming, not screaming, but he's yelling sea shanties loudly. While, like, deep into 3 different 1-gallon bottles of rum. Like, you it's to the point where it's like, not only do you, if it wasn't for the fact that he's also a dragon, you would question for how he's still alive from drinking that much alcohol in one sitting, let alone in 5 minutes. Anyway, so he's currently up there at the steering wheel, just piloting the ship while it's currently anchored, and not really doing anything. Besides that nonsense going on, though, what's the general mood?
We're still on, like, high alert, and Edward is just very curious on what's happening.
Zokarai went back to hanging out with Dredd up in the crow's nest, and Dredd's still sitting in the crow's nest with his sniper rifle trained at the Silver Storm. Though he's mainly at rest at this point, just kind of relaxing. Where is...
Very good.
There he is.
Well, while you're making your decision, do you have any more questions?
Were you the one that was stalking us when we first got here?
Maybe.
Cool
Not
just looks at him
quite.
and glares.
Give me a
Not
deception
fly.
check, Jadis.
That's
Cathanglis, who asked that question?
Cool.
Dracul, give me an insight check. Like, with how tentative and
God damn it.
shaky that
No, that's not
maybe
Edward.
was.
That was not Edward that did that.
Yeah. Can you beat
I-
a 26, Jadis? No. Okay.
In theory,
You
he
got too
could've-
nervous, and he could see right through it.
Do not.
there is actually one
lie.
thing. The maybe is definitely more of a yes, but the not quite seems to be true.
So you can tell he did it, but you can also tell that's not all there is to it, Dracul.
You
There's more
hired by
to it,
someone.
but he is also partially responsible.
You hired by someone.
Not that I'm aware of.
Make sure not to lie. That's bad on your body, you know.
Well, I've experienced a lot of things that are bad on my body.
Likewise.
Few of them could actually stop me, but yeah.
So you hear the distant chuckling of Sylvester in the background as he gets that joke, but no one else does.
So,
Someone
you said you
hired
didn't know. No. No.
How's the general atmosphere still?
I don't know.
Cool's
how to
just
tell.
smirking.
Any more questions for Jadis?
Not at the moment.
Well, good, because something's happening to the sky.
No.
I'm going to transition the music from tense negotiations to this that I put in D&D announcements. As I transition the music, I'll give you all a moment to go get it as all of you begin to notice, and I'm not even going to make perception checks, but all of you begin to notice the entire ship seemingly shakes for a moment. And there's a wave coming from the distance, seemingly from the direction of the Void Ocean. Not only this, there is a black beam shooting into the sky, and the sky is slowly turning black while the sun is still there.
The hell?
While Dracul is screaming in Infernal at the sky.
He's just yelling at the sky.
How is everyone reacting to seeing the literal sky turning black? Slowly.
Edward just like, Edward just shouts out, "I think Cathangus did something."
Is that a normal thing for your world to happen, or is that an abnormality?
And Cool just looks, no, this is not normal. This is anything but
Okay, good.
normal.
I just
Good.
wanted to check to be on the same page here.
Everyone who is looking at the sky, I would like you all to give me wisdom saves.
Am I good?
Buddy.
Am I set up for Dracul? Good.
Those are...
These won't be hard wisdom saves, but
No,
they're going to
don't
be
turn
harder
it
than
to.
that, Clockwork.
This one has...
Oh my God,
What?
Edward!
So go ahead.
No, Edward!
So, has everyone rolled?
And one more, but then I think it's all of them.
I forgot
Well,
also to
there's-
roll for Zokai.
Yeah, the NPCs is the NPCs in Zokarai's character.
There's actually no NPCs above Dex right now, besides Kai and Zokai and Dread. And
Ah,
Kratos' characters.
Sorry, I got confused because I was seeing Harold and Gerald there.
I don't consider those NPCs.
They're friends.
To me, they're player characters at this point. So I consider them player characters. I do need to roll for them, though.
Ah, okay.
One of them is slightly better at wisdom saves than the other one.
They
No,
got the save.
And now Zokarai's wisdom save. While he's not on the ship, where he is can still see the sky. Actually, wait, no, he is still on the ship. He's with them. Okay. Everyone who got a 15 or less, all of you are blinded with, not blinded, but all of you are struck with awe and can do nothing on your turns except stare at the sky for the duration of the effect. For everyone who got who got 15 or higher, though, you're able to move around and act as normal.
Okay.
The
Dang it, I
only
closed
thing
my-
that
Okay.
people that are awestruck can do is mutter simple sentences, and that's it. So, Would anyone like to say anything or role play anything before I move on to the next part of this event?
Well, if this is an abnormality for your world, are you sure you don't need extra help for that?
The coolest source. That came from where Cathangus was.
I have no idea. Actually,
You would know who Cathanglis is, given your
ah,
interactions in Finn's workshop.
fair point.
So, and you would actually know how much of a weird kid he is from what you've experienced.
Well, he's still going to say, I have no idea who that is.
Fair enough. Silvestro would pipe up and say, Silvestro from deep in the bowels of the ship would pipe up and say, something has happened.
Draco's just like trying to catch himself, like, she's like, what the fuck has he done?
Everyone who's looking at the sky, you notice that it has turned entirely black by this point. However, the sun has started to turn white from yellow. As it slowly fades into white, everyone begins to see the white spreading like a line across the sky until it forms a weird, almost like double teardrop shape that you don't realize what it is until after it's almost fully formed, because then another black ring forms inside of the center of it. The sky turns into one gigantic eye staring at all of you. How does everyone react?
Draco's just actually letting out a little bit of panic. Sylvie?
Silvestro is silent and is saying nothing.
This is not normal!
This is a big eye.
Yes.
I'm slightly concerned by what is happening here.
I do not know what Cathangus did, or what Lou did, or what anyone did in there. I think someone just did something.
Everyone staring at the sky notices it blinks.
Oh, it's alive. Good to know.
And when you say that, the pupil seems to jerk a little bit and look directly at the person who just said that.
Hi.
Mimic.
So
Do
Mimic!
you
The sky is a bit.
do you have a mouth as well, or can you talk?
With this, 3 red spots begin to be visible in the sky. And they seem to be growing larger.
Is that an attempt at communication, or
They're
is it
still growing
not?
bigger. How long do you guys wait?
Draco's just like, I'm gonna go down deck.
When you try to go to the door, you find it is locked and cannot be opened.
Come on, Cathangus, no!
And in fact, even when you do open the door, it opens to a wall. There is no door there anymore. As these 3 red spots are growing bigger, and you can see they're projectiles hurling towards the ship.
Oh, that is not good.
How is Clocksworth handling all of this?
I mean, I'm stuck staring at the sky, basically, unless that effect has ended.
You're still staring at the sky, but you can say sentences.
What? is that? I'm trying to pretend like I'm stuck. Just
Yeah.
staring at it. God damn it, I knew Katankus would be Pandora.
And with this,
Eh,
you notice another blink. And whenever it blinks, by the way, all light goes out because it's the only source of light now. And then, seemingly, when it blinks, I will have everyone give me a wisdom save.
oh fuck.
This
Uh,
one's going to be harder.
even in the Sylvester's
No,
Square.
only people on the surface.
Okay.
Oh, dumb question. How long has it been since the initial save?
You don't know.
Okay. Do I need to remove Bless because it's probably been more than 10 turns?
Sure, remove it, but that's not the reason why you're removing it.
Mm.
What? Whatever. Oops, I forgot to. Oh
Uh,
well, just removed.
whoa, Clocksworth.
Just remove the Bless because I forgot to like.
Yeah, you didn't need it anyway. It was only a DC 20.
God damn it.
Jesus,
Edward,
today is a day of low rolls.
cool pass, Edward failed.
That was a high roll for Zokorai. He has a +0 to these. So, everyone who got a less than a 20, all of you are immediately knocked unconscious and or
Oh,
incapacitated.
thank goodness. It wasn't the thing I was worried about.
No, it's not that. That would be DC 25. This is DC 20.
That's all I
So,
got.
everyone who got less than a 20 is incapacitated and knocked unconscious at the same time. So even if you're immune to the unconscious condition, you're also incapacitated, or vice versa.
Which means that both the Summoner Girl and the fighter from the Silverstone, the black-haired fighter, are going to fall unconscious.
Yes. And as this happens, the sky seemingly turns back to normal, and the 3 projectiles land directly at the center of the ship, thankfully not hitting any of you. As the wave that you saw before has seemingly now resumed moving and spreads through the ship. It's a wave of octarine light, the likes of which you've only seen from the Phantom, the Mage Hunters, and the Mask, the Auric masks.
Oh.
As it passes through you all of you begin to feel sick to your stomach. I'll have you all give me a Constitution saving throw, including the people in the ship this time, because this will affect everyone in the ship.
Including the constructs.
Yes.
Hmm.
If you're alive, this is affecting you.
Oh god, this is weird that it's affecting constructs.
Ah. Fram.
Also, I need to pull up the thing for Kai. I didn't pull up the thing for Kai, as well as the thing for the Paladin. I'm not even going to bother with Silvestro because I know he's going to pass. His plus on it makes him pass, just without even rolling.
It's even affecting them despite them being technically on another plane right now. Interesting.
Yeah, which means it affects that other person too that also auto passes. So this happens. Would anyone Okay, so who got a less than 20? Who got less than 20?
Me. Even if I
Anyone
had
else?
advantage,
Phantom and Edward.
And some of Jados's characters, it looked like.
Yeah, the ranger and the fighter both rolled below 20.
All of
they
you
had a
who
minus
rolled less
1.
than 20 gain 1 level of corruption.
Oh, now I need to go grab the table for when I have to.
And all of you who failed will
Actually,
need roll me a d6. So go ahead.
before I forget it again, the fighter and the ranger are both going to use legendary resistances.
Okay, so they're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are rolling a d6.
Yeah. For your level of corruption. See if you get a mutation from this. /R space d6, not r/.
Sorry.
It's fine. Clocksworth, you did not gain another one. Did you, Edward, you did not gain one because you did not have any before. Actually, wait, does Edward have Aetherium?
Yes, chlorophyte.
Okay, so he does not have Aetherium. Got it. The Phantom actually doesn't even need to roll because the Phantom's already fully corrupted. So actually, he's
Okay, I'm
immune to
sorry.
this. Apologies, the Phantom's immune to this.
So Edward does not gain a level of corruption. Oh wait, no, he does gain a level of corruption, but he doesn't
Edward
get a
does because he doesn't have delirium in him. Okay. So the 3 red projectiles turn out to be words made out of an unknown material. And they seem to be a reply to what you said earlier, Jadis, of whether it could talk or not.
It says I'm cool.
Do we
How
have-
about you?
They are words in an unknown language, even unknown to people who know all languages, but they seemingly auto-translate in your brain when you try to read them.
Oh, great. Do we have to go through all of this again when we ask another question? This is going to be... Oh, boy.
So, Jadis, would you like to read what the reply is? It is, I will send it to you in DMs. It is 3 simple words.
Okay.
It says I'm doing good, lol.
We are aware. Oh, that sounds like something I would put into the sky.
Damn it, Jados, stop torturing Jados.
Anyone else who tries to read it does see it says, "We are aware." So, that happens.
Cool just says, no,
the sky is back to
seriously.
normal. There's a normal wave, but the black beam in the distance is still there and seems to be connected to the horizon of the void ocean that you guys can now see, which it was harder to see before. Has it grown bigger?
The fighter is going to turn to the into the direction of the void ocean and is just going to yell, "That is great to know! We will consider you a sentient life form from now on."
You can hear Sylvester laughing below decks.
Yeah.
And with that, I will turn off the creepy music. And
That was just your coolest response, by the way.
I didn't see what it was. All of you have noticed, though, something else. It's begun to rain. It's now begun to do a heavy downpour.
Well,
As
seeing...
I put in announcements, the next piece of music, which is this, Rain Ambient.
Your coolest response was seriously just... Never mind.
Oh, no, you can.
At the end of it, Draco's response is, "No, seriously, what the fuck did that dragon elf elemental whatever the fuck kid did?"
Silvestro simply says from below decks, he found his own way out of the void ocean.
Wait, he what?
So he's safe.
Silvestro says, and I quote, he found his own way out of the void ocean. He is not here with you. He will be gone for a week, but yes, he is more or less safe. But he has also doomed us all.
God damn it! I knew that kid.
He's not in one piece, though. Raiju is dead.
Oh no. I'm gonna have to comfort him, don't I?
I don't just mean Soulbonder dead. I mean his soul got obliterated dead.
What? That fucking dog was stanky as hell.
By what you saw in the sky, Silvestro says in a seemingly like duh tone.
Did he release?
His own nightmares.
This?
I was part of him when he had his own nightmares. I know what that is. Not really, but it can't be Lion Fang.
It's not. It's far worse. It was masquerading as Lion Fang, Silvestro says. Clocksworth, something occurs to you. Can I say something your character probably asked?
Sure.
I can imagine your character going at this point. Dumb question. Silvestro, how do you know all this? Do you think Clocksworth would ask that question?
I mean, I'm not sure if I would because Silvestro basically. Wait, yeah. How would he? Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, he couldn't. He barely could see or communicate with anyone in the void ocean. How could he have seen it?
Silvestro gets a little nervous when he says that and just avoids answering the question.
That's rare.
Dracul says, no, seriously, what the fuck do you do? We're all screwed. I'm like, Jadis, you heard all this news too. Your thoughts?
Well, the ranger is going to. Well, he's not going to pull it out, but you notice that the ranger has an array of basically 3 stones where runes are carved in that are basically hung up on a string on his waist, and he's going to grab one of them, and out of his the armor on his arm, basically black. Something like black smoke is going to crawl out underneath of it and form into the form of a raven around the stone. And he's going to whisper to the raven, and it's going to fly away.
The raven flies away?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fighter is going to turn to you. Well, seeing as that escalated pretty quickly here, I would say you maybe make your decision a little bit quicker, because I need the other 2 for preparations. Do you want to choose this unconscious or this unconscious bag of bones, or this one?
Don't know what's worse. What just happened or what you're trying to do?
Silvestro pipes up and does say, I have a counter offer. Instead of us picking a crewmate to go help rescue him, since he seems to have rescued himself, why don't we help you prepare your little preparations? After all, you wanted to help us out, so why can't we help you out? That is
That is a good question.
I'm gonna need a lot of alcohol after this. And it's just such a cool.
No.
Sylvester says, 3 doors down on the left. Password is 1234. You can go get Kai's stash.
Thank you.
And I assume Nicole just leaves.
Please to get it.
Kai's
Well-
like, mustache! It just runs after him.
This is an enticing offer, though I think you wouldn't be of much help yet.
Sylvester says in a snarky tone, you underestimate our power.
God dang it.
I know.
Yes,
did it
he is
once,
making the
but-
Star Wars quote.
I don't underestimate your power. I'm simply not. I'm more a. Oh, Terka's going to hate this.
You are just nervous about this. I can sense it.
I'm nervous about the diplomatics because. Okay, it's less about you being ready and more about my other friends being ready. I think I have to introduce them to a few of the customs of your world. They are not as trained or adjusted as me to meeting strangers just like you.
Sylvester chuckles and says, well, when he comes back, you can throw Cathanglus at them. I'm sure that will help. He's great with people.
Phantom just pipes up like, as kind and bubbly as he can be. The fuck even is he, Silvestro? You're the closest tie to him.
I don't know.
Okay, but no normal person can do that.
Clocksworth, let that sink in. Silvestro doesn't know what he is. I'm just gonna let that sink in.
The fighter is going to turn around to his group and going to turn back around. Considering the situation and seeing that you offered your help, I will get back at your offer, and considering the nature of things, I think I know who should stay. And he's going to he's going to take the other two and basically trap them up against the wall, just sit them up. Or would they still be unconscious?
No. When the black sky went away, they regained consciousness.
Well, he's going to point to the other fighter and the summoner. You two would have to come with me. You are needed. And yes, I think that is about it. And he's going to point to the ranger. He's going to stay with you. And at this point, the summoner is going to speak up. If you excuse, I would like to speak with one of your crew alone.
How do we know this is not a trap?
Because I'm going to stay on your ship with you, with a dragon inside of it. And I'm not good at fighting. Why do you think I'm at the steering wheel?
Multiple reasons.
There are actually a few reasons, but I'm not good at fighting.
Is anyone looking out at the Void Ocean currently?
Sure, cool. It still is. Well, getting a drink.
Sorry, go ahead, Dark Sir.
I don't know if I'm there.
You're below
Or not.
decks, so I guess
You know what?
Clocksworth is
She's-
the last one. Clocksworth, are you looking at the Void Ocean?
I guess until my character has nothing to say, really.
Okay, give me a perception check.
on.
And I hope you roll high, Clogsworth.
Oh, wait, is it not? Did Jakku see it?
No, Clogsworth doesn't see it. Dracul can roll with disadvantage because he's drunk. And he's still got double 28s. Okay.
He's
Dracul,
immune
you
to being
see there
drunk.
is a silver shining spot in the distance that is glistening against the backdrop of the Void Ocean. And you can't quite tell what it is, but you can tell it's moving towards you guys at very high speeds.
Jakku's just it's like, maybe we should just go away from here. Something's trying to attack us.
I mean, you're drunk, so that, but with more
He's-
slurred words.
He's immune to poison, though.
You're immune to poison, but this stuff can even drunk. This stuff is strong enough to even give people who are immune to poison alcohol poisoning.
Okay, that's making sure.
Like, this is strong enough to make a black dragon drunk.
Jakku's response is at the bottom of his roll.
Dracul is confused. I'm wondering if Dracul is confused about how he's starting to get drunk.
Yeah, he's confused about how he's starting to get drunk. Sorry, Jay, that's with you, Elaine. I have a thing that.
Yeah, give me just a second.
Yeah, I'm sure you're busy and have to go, so.
No, it's just going to be 1 minute.
That's fine. I have time to do this. So, anyone who else who's looking out there after Dracul says that, they notice this thing as well, and it is starting to get a little bit bigger and bigger. And then Dracul, you start to recognize it, as you also hear a loud voice coming from the silver dart, and you realize, that's Jeffrey. Jeffrey, the sentient flying broom.
Oh boy.
That one?
Yes.
Yeah, he seemed to have been trapped in the Void Ocean and is coming back.
And you just hear the fighter say, "Oh, you are kidding me."
Yeah, and you just hear off in the distance someone quietly say, "Think fast, Chucklenut." As he's flying directly towards the fighter.
You know this.
Sorry, what?
I would probably turn around the person who said, "Oh, not that." Wait, you know that thing?
And then Clocksworth, you get a memory. It's like, and you go, you remember he's maybe the guy in the guard tower that you met. Do you say something about that?
That's what I was like. Wait, you know that thing?
Ugh.
A distant memory, very, very, very distant, maybe.
All right. So Jadis, I would like the fighter to make a dex save.
A dex save, okay. Dex save.
No, not an attack roll, Cathingless. This is not an attack.
That's a 21.
I'm surprised it's not a player character.
21. So you managed to narrowly miss as this thing flies inches away from your head and directly past you. And it's going off in the distance like, wait, oh, I overshot it. And he starts to come back.
He's... This would
I'm-
technically still count.
The broomstick then flies back to the ship, flies over to Clarksworth, and says, "Why didn't you rescue me?"
I didn't know where the hell you were.
Big Banner!
You think that's my fault? I got trapped in
No.
some black darkness area that tried to corrupt me. And then there's
would
some
you
stupid
cool.
beam, and the sun appeared in the sky, and then I am here. Then I could somehow fly out and fly over here. The only reason why I knew where you were is because of the stupid mask shit. Also, I just followed the wave, and that brought me here.
Cool.
Cool.
Draco just pipes up. It's like, did you see Cathangos?
Bruce says, "No, I didn't see Cathangos. Why would I see Cathangos?
It was there.
I didn't see anyone. It was just inky blackness. A worm tried to eat me. It was no fun.
What? And
Some big purple monster thing.
okay, so it's a purple worm.
Anyway, are these guys our friends now or something? Why are you all just standing around?
We are looking
well-
for.
Well, because a lot of things happened with this guy and stuff.
Thangos may have caused the Armageddon.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna fly back in the ship. I need a rest. And then you just see it kind of start to fly into the ship and then lose energy and just clatter to the floor.
You don't say. Never mind.
So there is now a non-animate broomstick that's still made of Mizium. That's interesting.
Cool.
Yes.
You notice that the summoner girl is well, she moved a bit closer to you during the commotion with the broom, and while the attention is drawn away from you, she's going to hand you a letter and a necklace.
A letter and a what?
And a necklace.
And what is this?
The letter says it all, but open it later. I think we have to go now. And the fighter is going to look at all of you and say, well, I guess she's right. We are needed somewhere else. But for those of you who still have questions, I heard you have a lovely arena.
Zokai teleports down and he teleports down to the deck of the ship and offers all four of you a stone. One for each of you. He says, "Here, take these. These are sending stones. As long as you're on the same plane of existence, we can contact you with these. If you're on a different one, we still can, but it'll have a chance to fail, depending on how far away you are."
How much of these do you have?
He
Easy
turns to
for me.
He turns to Clocksworth and says, "As many as I need."
Draco just pipes out. To be fair, they're easy to make.
I can make them in
Yeah.
about 5 minutes with two stones I find on the ground that look roughly similar.
Okay.
Well, as I said, if you have questions, you can fight for them in the arena with me. I will wait for you.
Cool. And pipe up
If you...
I would.
Hmm?
I would.
If you need us or our assistance, or if you're done with your little whatever you're doing, and we are ready for you, then I guess we can keep contact over our friend here. And he's going to point at the ranger. And I think that is it. That is it.
Before
Well-
you go,
Toodaloo.
you do all notice,
Mhm.
so, for a lot of you, loot boxes seem to fall down next to you, including your character's Jados. But for the case of
Mhm.
Clocksworth, a ring of spell storing falls near him.
By the way, just the last question. Is teleport a spell that can be cast in this current location?
Yes.
Okay. Then all three of them, well, the fighter is going to start casting teleport and is going to take the hands of the summoner and the black-haired fighter.
I hope they don't.
And
I hope they don't miss the location with teleport.
I hope so too. And they're going to vanish, all three of them, and the
Alright.
ranger's just going to stay behind.
Fair enough.
Who's gonna just mutters like, "Fuck you, it's necklace."
Well, she gave you a letter with it, but the contents of the letter I have not yet written down. I will send them to you as soon as I have them.
Okay.
We could probably say the front of the letter says something along the lines of only open this when the time is right or something.
Yeah, well, not really when the time is right. Open it when open it
Feel
so
like-
the one with the bow and the sword don't see it.
Fair enough. I am going
Which
to take a
includes
small
the
break.
ranger.
I need to go to the bathroom. You guys can feel free to do what you want while I'm gone. So
Same.
And I'm going to excuse myself for now.
yeah, we can all take a break.
Yeah.
So see you guys
So-
later, stream. I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll be back in 2 weeks then, because I'm going to take my leave here.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Welcome back.
I am back.
Come back.
I feel a lot better after having gone to the bathroom.
Okay, back.
God.
Thank you, Riddle. Thank you, Cathanglis. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fuckworth. Whew. Yes, go fly. We were on break. If you missed what happened, oh boy, what happened?
What has happened?
Fun fact, most of that I came up with last night.
Oh.
As in, like, the whole sky opening up thing. Yeah, most of that was last night. Not based off of a nightmare, but based off of certain videos I was watching.
Oh.
So, you guys got a lot of news. Before we jump back into the actual character in-game stuff, I would like to talk about some stuff out of character, if that's okay. Because there's actually some things I need to inform you all of now.
Okay.
I know I've informed you guys of this somewhat offline, but I need to do this officially on stream now. Chlorophyte, Delirium, and Aetherium have all been nerfed in various different ways. Delirium got a slight nerf, but is made a lot more volatile and dangerous now. Aetherium got a small nerf as well as a huge price increase. And Chlorophyte got a heavy nerf. As well as things like the Planeswalker Spark getting buffed. The reason in universe for this happening was that wave that passed through the ship.
Sorry.
That wave didn't just pass through the ship, it passed through every inch of the world. Which also does mean, by the way, every citizen and NPC in the world had to make that DC 20 con save. Just let that sink in. Or else they gain a level of corruption.
Luckily, it's just one, so they can recover.
But if they also would then, if they failed, have to roll a d6, and if they roll a 1, they gain a mutation. Meaning there's likely large rampant mutations through the populace.
Did I have to make that roll?
Yeah, you did already make that roll.
I didn't.
Oh, well, you had to. I said it affected people below decks as well at the time.
That's how I rolled for Phantom.
Yeah, though the Phantom is already Delirium infested, so he's fine.
So, D20?
Yeah, roll a Wisdom save, Rattle. Not Wisdom,
Okay.
sorry, Constitution save. Roll a Constitution save.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. Okay, so you're fine. You passed.
Even though I already have 2 mutations.
Yeah, you already had that.
2?
Yeah. He has the
Go about
gelatinous
the
body
five.
mutation currently.
I know the gelatinous body mutation. I thought he said he had a second one for a second. I'm like, when?
Yeah, I do have 2.
What's the other one?
I have to take it in a DM.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. I know that you rolled 2. I just forgot what the other one was.
I'm sorry. That was genuine confusion there.
Yeah. Also, now you found out whatever it is that's possibly spread rampant mutation through the entire world is also self-aware, seemingly, because it was able to communicate through orbital bombardment.
To put it in
Let's call
fun
it that.
terms, Bug, to put it in fun terms, Cathagla slayed the wall of flesh.
No, actually. Well, I mean,
In
yeah.
terms of what's happening.
I mean, I guess I could see that, but that was the spirits of light and dark. In this case, it's just dark. No, I preferred Dracul's version, where you open Pandora's box.
There was actually a running gag where he called Cathagla jokingly Pandora because of how he's been acting.
God damn it!
So, if everyone would like to, I would like you all to read the new rules for chlorophyte and delirium. You don't need to read about Aetherium unless you have it, which is not that many people here. I know some people like Clockwork have already read it. However, this is why those loot boxes appeared. Because those loot boxes are compensation for me as a DM for the loss of a lot of your character's strength as in regards to chlorophyte getting nerfed to the ground.
Hey, is it also if we have the mask that we get it?
Yes. Because what delirium is a lot more rampant. Granted, it's not the thing giving you the loot boxes. It's Finreal putting loot boxes in here saying like, sorry this has to happen to you, man.
Oh wait, that means Cathanglis may have 2 loot boxes. One for
No,
the
Cathangless is one. Even if you have multiple sources, you only get one.
okay.
Also, Cathangless, you don't get any because of the fact that like you're already getting special treatment.
Oh no, yeah, we already discussed what was happening there. I
Yeah.
was just making a mental note for just like, okay, so I had to put down.
That is interesting to note. Cathangless got out. There's no mention of Sortu, but considering both Cathangless and Jeffrey seem to have gotten out, maybe Sortu's okay.
It's a rare loot box for each of us, right?
Unless you ask for something specific, yes. Surtur asked for something specific in his case. He asked for a Ring of Spellstoring. And so Clarksworth got a Ring of Spellstoring.
Me think of rare loot boxes for like the items for the Phantom and Edward.
We'll work on the loot boxes later.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Anyway, is Clarksworth still gone? Is Surtur still BRB? I'm going to assume he is because he's being so quiet. Well, we'll wait for him to come back. But otherwise, if you guys want to stop the session here, I'm fine with that. But if you guys want to continue the session here, I'm also fine with that. I'm fine with that.
I'm thinking of continuing if that's okay.
Hey, I found it.
Okay. Yeah, amorphous form and spatial displacement. So the 2 mutations that Rattle has are, 1, his bones and organs have become gelatinous, meaning he can move through a space as narrow as 6 inches without squeezing.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, he has spatial displacement, meaning that he can cast Misty Step once for each level of contamination that he has gained. He regains uses of this when he visits a long rest. Basically, he seems perpetually slightly blurry. As if he's out of sync with the current moment.
That's more of a positive than a negative.
Most mutations are positives, actually.
Yeah, I
mean,
can cast.
They give you horrifying effects, but usually they have positive mechanical benefits. Like, for example, the gelatinous body thing is just straight up positive. Because, like, oh, now you can squeeze through things that are small. Cool.
Even though I'm giant sized.
Yeah. Well, if you're giant size, you can still squeeze through things of 6 inches or smaller.
Yeah.
Also,
you're just making me.
Sorry for those who can hear that siren noise, by the way. That's the local community testing out the tornado warnings.
You're just making me imagine something, Bug. You're just imagining me. You're making me imagine a huge sized dragon just squeezing through a tiny crack.
What I'm just imagining is rattle pudding.
Rattle pudding.
Dragon pudding.
I don't mind if we continue.
I don't mind if we continue either. We'll wait
Swing for Surtur.
We'll just wait until Surtur comes back.
I literally just came back.
Welcome back, Surtur. So, I made an announcement about stuff before. Would you like me to repeat it?
Sure.
Yeah, because I know I said this stuff off stream, but I'm saying this officially on stream. So that wave that passed through all of you caused chlorophyte, delirium, and aetherium to become nerfed, as well as things like the planeswalker spark to become buffed. Um, it's also the reason why you had these items drop next to you, and that is compensation from Finreal for you guys having to go through this nonsense. However, there's something notable about that wave. Clocksworth, it was omnidirectional,
Oh,
and it passed through objects and seemingly into pocket dimensions. So what this basically means is that it seemingly spread omnidirectionally through the entire world and possibly all the pocket dimensions inside of it.
it's not good.
I mean, yeah, I guess you needed to make it so that people that would have chlorophyte items and bags of holding would suddenly be unaffected and would work like the previous version.
Yeah, and if anyone watched the Timeline 2 session that happened previously, the wave passed through them in the Feywild.
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, again, you need to. I think you would need to nerf those items in both timelines.
Right. Which does mean it's also spread through every timeline now.
I mean, it got a natural nerf.
But I'm just saying that I'm talking about the wave, the omnidirectional wave, because the wave didn't just nerf the things. Do you remember the other thing it did?
Oh.
Cause you to take a DC 20 con save or take a level of contamination and then roll a D6 to see if you gain a mutation. And now that's affecting every single individual living creature in any world, plane, or timeline.
Yeah.
All of them had to make con saves. Sheer statistics tells us there is probably thousands of people running around with mutations, not knowing what the fuck happened.
Yeah, I already
True, because a good portion of them would probably have been knocked unconscious before having to take the cons.
Yeah, because
Oh.
they saw the sky.
yeah, I already have 2 mutations.
Yeah. But this does also mean how many random citizens in towns across Guardiana and other countries are now just running around with mutations, not knowing what to do because they never had experience with stuff. And how many of them were subject to madness? Because here's the thing. They also had to take a wisdom save upon seeing the color of that wave.
True.
A DC 20 wisdom save or else getting short-term madness.
But if they fail by too much, they have long-term or permanent madness.
Yeah. And then strap that also with the freaking mutations. Suddenly, this country might not be safe anymore.
I mean, unless there is a range limit on that, which given it can cross fucking timelines, I'm going to assume the range is just yes.
Pretty good assumption.
I would say it probably doesn't affect godly realms, but that's about it.
And, well, most godly realms would probably have creatures that are easily capable of passing their saves anyways.
Right. So we'll say it doesn't affect the inner or outer planes, but it affects everything else. Which also means it's probably rippling through the astral plane too, which is notable. Considering the astral plane is connected to the minds of all living beings.
Not my home.
Which also means that all the people that are doing madness, well, now that madness is flooding into the astral plane because their minds affect it.
No!
Also, wow, a lot of gods probably hate this because a lot of their worshippers probably got driven mad.
They could And a good chunk of them would be long term because because to not have a long term,
Yeah,
you need to you need to roll 15 or higher on that wisdom save. No.
just to
Catangus
only have short term.
indirectly made God sad.
Yeah, sorry. I think it's actually 16. I will need to go check.
I believe it's if you fail by 5 or more.
Meaning,
And meets it, beats it. So
if you fail by 5, it means you rolled 15, right?
if you fail by 5, it means you rolled 40.
Okay.
Because 20 passes it.
Okay.
That means that 19 would be the time when you start failing. That's why it's 14.
Mm-hmm. I was not sure if 19 was failed by 0 or failed by 1.
19 was failed by 0 because technically 20 is passing because means it beats it in D&D.
Yeah.
Notably, anyone with the Planeswalker Spark was immune to that corruptive wave. So there's that. Which is why I didn't have Zolgaroi roll.
Huh.
Or at least I shouldn't have had Zolgaroi roll. Though, this did affect constructs, like Dread.
That's why I got confused.
What makes you think constructs are immune to the effects of delirium?
I was about to argue, but no, you have a good point.
Does Lovecraft care if you're a construct?
That's the funniest way to put it.
I mean, this isn't exactly Lovecraft, but like, we're invoking Eldritch Horrors.
So, we're continuing.
Oh, yeah, I actually didn't bring up that question yet. I was just busy giving exposition on the announcements I made before. So, I made an
must hate
announcement about
Cathangus
that,
right
about that
now.
sort of stuff. What were you gonna say, Cathangus?
That's must hate Cathangus right now.
Oh, trust me. There's gonna be fallout about this, and currently Finn is protecting you from the backlash of everyone.
Cathangus' defense, he didn't know. He's like, oh, I'm immortal. Mortals can't affect things that badly.
There's
It
a
happened.
reason why Silvestro said Cathangus has made his own way out of the Void Ocean and doomed us all. Sylvester doesn't say shit like that lightly.
Yeah.
Welcome to the midway point of the campaign. Everything gets harder from now on. Anyway, you did also learn that though. Cathangus has evidently not only escaped but safe. Jeffrey came back from the Void Ocean. You've heard no word about Sortu, but I can tell you out of character, Sortu's also safe.
So we also learned that nobody knows what Cathangus is.
What was that?
So we learned that nobody technically knows what Cathangus is. He's just a Cathangus.
Yeah, even Yukari, the person who knows almost literally everything, doesn't know what he is.
Okay, Silvestro not knowing was the thing, but Yukari not knowing is a little higher.
Yeah, Finn doesn't know, Yukari doesn't know, Bahamut doesn't know. Like, no one fucking knows what he is.
It's legit had bag and I was like, what am I? And everyone's just about my pat.
Cathangus doesn't know what he is. Finreal has taken a shot in the dark recently and is talking about him with what he thinks he is. But that's a theory based off of a certain other character that he saw that I've watched a video about with you, if you remember.
Hey, that character is related to Cathangus.
That is not what I said at all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said that was his best shot in the dark guess as to what you were.
Fair enough.
That kind of creature. It's the only way you could explain all the nonsense you can do. But anyway, besides the point, that's all the stuff. And then I ended up with, if we want to stop here, we can. If we want to keep going, we can. But I have no more plans for the rest of the session, so it will be entirely free form for the next 2 hours or whatever. If you guys
Okay.
want to continue. I blew my entire plan in the first 2 hours because Jados had to leave. So
Wow, it has been 2 hours.
Yeah.
so does everyone want to continue and just have like a chill, do whatever we want for 2 hours session, or
Say
do we want
yes.
to end it here? I know Rattle wants to continue. I don't mind continuing. We're
I don't
waiting
mind.
for
I
Mark.
just don't know what to do.
We're actually
don't
waiting
mi-
for your decision as to what you're.
I didn't mind continuing. I just have no clue what to do.
All right. Well, you could chat amongst yourselves. This would be an ample opportunity to roleplay.
We could also open the loot boxes.
I wouldn't want to open
No.
loot boxes on stream because that's going to take multiple hours by itself.
I know, I
Oh.
meant like after the session.
Oh, after the session, yeah, I'm currently scheduled to work on something with Cathangless after the session, but yeah, when I get free time, in the coming week, probably Sunday, I could work on it.
At 3 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be at a orientation thing for work.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, whenever you're available in the coming future, I can work on it with you. Hey, Surtur, roll me a d5.
God.
This is good. I'm just determining how many spells, if any, his Ring of Spell Storing came with. Because he got a Ring of one. Okay, so it has one spell in it, and that would mean it would be first level. Let's see what first level spell you have in there. Not that one. That's a cantrip. Not that one. That's a cantrip. Not Ice Knife. It had the first level spell Ice Knife in it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
just because you got it, and I technically have to roll this to see what's already in it. But
Yeah,
you did get your item. So
Yeah, the point of the item isn't to get a random spell. I mean, I would probably there's probably a way that I could at that point I could probably just ask for a spell scroll.
yeah,
which one do I roll?
you don't roll anything. Why would you be rolling?
Never mind.
Yeah, I was rolling for his Ring of Spell Storing. We will roll for your loot box later. Currently Kai is passed out drunk. So, getting back into the session. Kai Edgar Black is passed out drunk. The Paladin and the Phantom are having an argument downstairs. Rattle Darkstar is probably in the argument as well, trying to break it up between them.
Yeah.
That's all going to be covered in the side session. Rattle Darkstar, if you want to leave that combo at any point, you may and interact with everyone else, which I feel you would after a certain amount of time. Or Sylvester would kick you out after a certain amount of time when he realizes they're going to come to blows with each other.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's here. Dredd and Zokurai refuse to talk about what happened.
Cool is mortified.
Dracul, give me an insight check.
God damn it.
That's gonna be a fun fight to watch.
Yeah, this is going to be fun to watch back for anyone who's watching this on stream.
I was talking of the fight.
Ah,
Whoa!
29. You notice that Zokurai is purposefully being quiet, like unusually quiet even for him. And you can tell he knows something he's not saying.
What is it?
Zokurai doesn't respond. He's currently sitting up in the crow's nest. He's a long ways away from you, but from here you could still tell. But you're also silly drunk right now, so are you really going to do anything about it, or are you just going to keep drinking?
Not that.
On one hand, booze. On the other hand, I want to help. On one hand, booze. I choose
Also,
booze.
the ranger excuses herself and then goes collapsing in a bed as she has 2 levels of exhaustion.
Would I be with the people right now?
If you want to be above deck right now, you can. It's still pouring rain, by the way. It's still heavily raining it up on the above deck.
Eh?
The ship is still anchored in the sky. The Silver Storm has left at this point.
I could just make the rain move away from us a bit.
You have the control weather spell, if I remember correctly?
Is that part of Storm Sorcerer's kit?
Yeah, it should be. As well as waters. Well, no, it's not part of Storm Sorcerer, but like he can do it in the localized area, and he'll get control weather later. Okay,
Enough.
can't solely control the weather around you. If it's raining, use an action to cause the rain to stop falling in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on you. So you gotta see that in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on Wild Dark Star, there is no rain.
Hey, for giant umbrella!
Yeah, so if you huddle close to Rattle Darkstar, he acts as an umbrella. And then just the comedic moment of everyone just huddling around Rattle Darkstar.
At, uh, you guys don't see too much down there.
Sorry. I know not everyone's doing this, but just the image in my head is funny.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's like, I don't trust it. That thing was out there. I don't know if there's acid rain now or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just doing this with storm magic.
Yeah. I saw that spy that was in the chat for a second. Anywho, so most of the NPCs are asleep. Harold and Gerald are kind of just sitting here, dumbfounded and stupefied, not really knowing what to say. And Harold is just kind of comforting Gerald, and Gerald is kind of just sitting there with a 1,000-mile stare.
I don't blame them.
So what happened up here?
Harold says nothing. Zokoi says nothing. Gerald says nothing.
Cool is just drinking.
Kai is passed out on the floor.
I don't know how to explain.
Silvestro says nothing.
Guess I'm getting no answers.
Jeffrey flies over and says, a giant eye appeared in the sky of some kind.
They know.
He doesn't know. He wasn't up here. He didn't see it. And none of you guys are talking.
A giant eye?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Silvestro. He goes, what? Get your omnipotent ass up here. Come on. Show this kid what the eye looked like. Silvestro just kind of groans and casts a major image spell above the ship. And you can see in the sky rattle where the major image spell is just kind of a movie replay of what happens.
Oh.
Like a video. So you get a replay of like the beam in the distance, the sky slowly turning black, then the sun turning white, and then a wave traveling out, and the sun starting to split open into an eye that starts blinking and looking at all of you. And all the other stuff that happened after that.
We're just like, I'm just gonna go grab a book.
Zokarai, not wanting to see it again, shoots at the major image spell. It does nothing, but he shoots a random pistol at the spell.
He shoots the pistol.
Yeah.
We not shoot.
He
Okay.
doesn't respond.
So what happened to your other friend?
don't know what the fuck is even.
The one we were supposed to save?
England's a save. Don't know if he accidentally made things worse.
No.
Cool. Give me a perception check for audio. See if you can hear subtle sound. Wow, you're on point. Okay. You hear small.
Dracul always knows.
You hear small whimpering noises coming from Zokarai's watchtower.
Okay, what the fuck?
What is it?
It's now a whimper.
Is someone gonna go check it out?
Cool just teleports up there, just like, show me the bag.
Zokarai is sitting there just holding Dread, who is crying in his lap. You've never seen a machine cry.
Cool awkwardly just tries to comfort, just like, it's gonna be okay. As far as I know,
just kind of looks up and stares at you coldly.
Trust me, as far as I know, Cathanglis has handled worse.
Cathanglis is the reason we're in this mess.
Yes.
And he just
And
slowly
yes, he
looks
is.
back down at Dread.
Listen, you've helped him and he's become your friend. Nothing will change that.
Zokarai doesn't respond.
You just say that actual audio guy. The audio of the video is actually petered out at the perfect time.
Could
For
I
me?
check?
For you, like the more you say it, just like quieted a little bit.
Could I telepath the people that are not responding?
I couldn't hear what you requested. What was that, Riddle?
I was asking if I could do this to the not responding people.
Oh, are you trying to get him to respond or something?
Check what he's thinking.
Oh, his mind is currently shielded by 3 separate layers. You won't be able to get it.
Oh.
He has Ring of Mind Shielding, Mind Blank, and the Yorick Mask.
He had 3.
Listen, he doesn't want people to do it again.
He doesn't want people messing with his mind at all. Period. Also, 4, he also has the Planeswalker Spark, which also shields his mind.
What do you
sorry,
mean
he has
by
4
again?
layers.
What do you mean again, Dracul?
It's happened once.
I missed that one.
Zokarai just kind of Zokarai mutters something and Clockwork, do you know Sylvan?
Yes.
Zokarai mutters something in Sylvan and says, "Why don't you get the green dragon to show you?"
Cool just responds with, I know.
I was talking to Clockwork.
I wasn't even. I don't think I was in the room, but okay.
Yeah, but he sent it also as a telepathic message. If you blocked it out, because you do have the option to do that, but if
Yeah,
you got a message from Zokarai, would you accept it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, then you heard that. Do you ask Sylvester the Green Dragon to show you what happened?
Sure, I have nothing better to do except maybe attune to the ring in a short rest. But I feel watching a replay from a major image will not break my short rest.
No, it will not.
No.
So, for all of you who can currently see this, a big screen appears on screen as we flash over to a location from a long time ago for both the in-game characters and us as players, all the way back to session 1.
Oh no.
Huh.
There's a younger-looking Zokurai who didn't have dread at this point. It's a version of Zokurai that is just wearing seemingly he seemingly is wearing like the garb of a black half dragon and also a novice artificer, and seems to be a bit stalwart in the whole fact of he's beat up to heck because he's getting out of a hospital bed because he has just finished an arena fight. But he seems somewhat stalwart and proud of his accomplishments. He's walking out to go confront Jaden, which is someone who pissed him off in the previous fight because Jaden was kicking his ass repeatedly.
Very much so.
And as he's walking through the hallways, you see various different people in there, including the early versions of a lot of the characters that we know here, like Clock, like Cathanglis, Unary, Harold, and Gerald, back before they had all their equipment. The Ghost of the Arena, which is someone we haven't seen in a long time. Like, there's lots of characters here that are from back in the day. Lee is even here. The snake person. But eventually he finds Jaden, who is relatively okay and is sitting there reading a book. And Zokurai comes up and starts giving Jaden a piece of his mind. And Jaden's just kind of casually looking back and, like, responding in kind. Eventually Zokurai says something like, you can only do half the things you can do because you got a god giving you power. And Jaden says, do you really think that I need my god's power? Here, I'll show you, or something along those lines. And then Jaden summons a small fragment of his abilities to try and just send a little bit of a wave of fear to Zokurai. But Silvestro decides to pull a prank and make it a lot more than just a wave of fear. Silvestro psychically manifests in this hallway in his full Great Worm form, which no one had seen or heard of up to that point. And Zokurai was hit with a full psychic blast to the face from this Silvestro as the shock of just seeing a full dragon here in front of him. It caused 3d10, I forget how much, I think it was like 3d6 psychic damage at the time, and also caused him to gain the frightened condition, as he was mentally scarred from the encounter, and ran away. He was forced to run away. Zokurai has never forgotten that, and he's never forgiven Jaden or Silvestro for that. And then the major image spell goes away.
Well, that
Oh.
was tough, I'm guessing.
He was talking to Cathanglis a lot about that afterwards, and he comforted them. They had a nice hug, etc., etc.
Soon after that is when Zokurai ended up making Dread, by the way, as another form of comfort.
So basically, Cathanglis did a Cathanglis. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Clocksworth, what's your now you know the trauma that Zokurai went through in session 1 that you missed.
Yep, which me as a player, I never watched session 1, so that was completely new as well.
Yeah. And as a character, so it was new for you as a player and as a character, and that's the first debut of Silvestro, him mentally assaulting a member of the party. And you wonder why Zokurai thought he was the main bad guy of the campaign for about 3 to 5 sessions. Like, there's Zokurai had entire long conversations with me, continually saying like he has to be chaotic evil. He has to be chaotic evil. Like blah 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 blah. Like he was trying to convince me that Sylvester was the villain. At the time, I was on the fence because I was on the fence whether or not I wanted to make him a villain. Or not. At this point, he's squarely chaotic good, and that was just a prank. But back then, Sylvester could have ended up becoming the villain. So that's just a little bit behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that vow, Darkstar.
Okay.
So sorry, I don't remember how much of that was in character or just me talking out of character. But we'll
Yeah.
just say
It's fact of afterwards Capangas would, that was afterward Capangas just comforted him.
in that timeline one in that session one, yes. Back before timelines were a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything else any of you would like to do?
Who actually pointed out, just like all the times that he's helped you and you've helped him don't mean anything anymore.
Zokurai just looks up at you and says, I don't want your company right now. Please go away. I want to be alone.
Want him not dead. He just walk away.
Okay. Well, you walk away. He's in the crow's nest. Dude, so do you just walk off the crow's nest?
Why?
And plummet to the ship deck because you're drunk?
Yes, he just does that.
Yeah, so Dracul just dramatically walks away, forgets he's on the crow's nest, and just you see him fall like 50 feet onto the deck with a small crater in the deck that starts healing itself.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand with healing spirit on the guy in the crow's nest.
That would be cool if he wasn't undead.
Cool just points at it, like if you try to do it, he's just like, I am undead, be I heal myself.
I also like to think that you're also slurring your words, saying like, I'm fine, I don't fucking need no healing spirit.
I'm not doing it to Grant to
Sorry, I like doing drunk talk.
I'm not doing it. I'm doing it to the other guy in the crow's nest. Not the
No,
one that
just-
fell.
Now I'm just curious what the hell was in that alcohol, because I remember Dracul the one time we ended up in that inn, he drank a decent amount and he wasn't drunk.
Dragon wine. Also known as swamp wine.
Who was
It's specifically black dragon wine.
who was he talking to?
Cry.
I think vintage 200 AD, something like that.
Matt, who was Dracula talking to in the crow's nest?
No, correct.
Okay, because that was who I was gonna use Mage Hand healing spirit on.
Oh, you're using healing spirit on Zokurai?
Yeah.
Okay. Zokurai does not react to it, though he secretly appreciates it. Also, by the way, Dracul, you could tell that Zokurai did secretly appreciate your wanting to comfort him right now, but he's just in one of his spells where he doesn't want to talk to anyone.
Oh, I understand that.
Just making sure that you knew that as a character and as a player.
Hmm?
So yeah.
That's you.
I
This
said
is what can I show what I was doing?
you were casting healing spirit and using telepathy.
No, I was using Mage Hand.
What were you using Mage Hand for?
For the Healing Spirit.
Can you do that?
Mage Hand doesn't. Why are you using Mage Hand and Healing Spirit? It doesn't extend the range. I'm not saying that what you're doing is silly. I'm just genuinely curious. What are you doing?
I'm using the Mage Hand to cast Healing Spirit on him.
Oh, that doesn't work. That's not. Mage Hand doesn't let you do that. It would still be being cast from you. If you wanted to cast it up to Zokora, you would have to fly up a bit and then cast it up to him. Which you can do. You're a dragon. I mean, you laugh, Clocksmith, but he's a full dragon, unlike most people in the party.
Yeah, I guess I'll be doing that.
Okay. Apologies if I sound like a party pooper, but yeah, no, Mage Hand does not let you
You're
cast
okay.
spells through it. That would actually make it a lot more powerful than it already is. Even Ledger Domain Rogue doesn't let you do that, and that's kind of their whole thing, is to have an enhanced Mage Hand.
Yeah, the Ledger of Angel isn't yet.
Yeah. Also, the telekinetic thing, which is another thing that interacts with Mage Hand, still doesn't work with it. So, whatever.
Oh, I need.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hearing people speaking of casting spells through other things reminded me that maybe I should actually at some point spend an hour to cast Find Familiar at some point. I have this spell, I never used it.
Yeah, true. Oh, all of you would notice at this point, by the way, that the delirium, every Auric mask has a crystal of delirium in it, and all of them are emitting that sickly light. And it feels like while you're wearing the masks, it's slowly starting to corrupt you.
I'm gonna take the mask off.
I don't blame you.
Nicole doesn't care.
I also don't blame you. Because it's Dracul, and he's very irreverent. This is also why Varys didn't care in the side session, because he was cursed with immortality.
Oh god.
Nicole's spirit animal is a honey badger for a reason. Because you don't give a fuck.
Anyway, what was that?
God.
What?
If there is a big event similar to that to the one with involving Timeline 2 where the town got destroyed, do all the dead people have does it do something when you die when you're contaminated?
Yes.
Interesting.
Let me go double check what the rules are on that. But yes, if you have contamination levels when you die, even one, it will do something to you. And it's not good. Also, evidently, my playlist has gone to tavern music now. Okay.
You didn't loop the rain music. You forgot to loop the rain.
I clicked loop. It decided, no, we're going to do taverns now.
In a rainy tavern?
No, the rain stopped. It just switched to tavern ambience. Which I guess since we're relaxing, that's fine. You know, that's fine.
I did
Death
stop
and
the rain.
dying will contaminate. Sorry, go ahead.
I did stop the rain though.
Yeah, well, you stopped it in a 20-foot spear. You didn't stop all of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Death and dying will contaminate. When a humanoid creature with any contamination level dies, it animates as a haze husk 24 hours later. A creature with 6 or more levels, a creature with 6 or more class levels or hit dice raises as a haze white instead. Being raised from the dead reduces a creature's contamination level by 1.
We even write the stat blocks for haze whites.
They are white but modified.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
I mean, haze husks are basically delirium zombies, and then haze whites are basically delirium whites. So, they're not that hard to write. But yeah, we have not written the ones for haze whites yet.
I've written the one for He's Husks. I remember that.
So, there's your answer, Clockwork.
Oh, so that means now if someone in the party dies, we just have 24 hours to res him, no matter what spell we have access to.
Yeah, basically. However, it does say die, not when you hit 0 hit points. So,
Yeah.
Also, friendly reminder that negative hit points are a thing in this campaign.
Oh god, now I'm afraid for every commoner.
Yeah, how many commoners died as a result of what happened while being contaminated? How many haze husks are just rising now?
Well, they won't rise until 24 hours, but chaos will start happening pretty soon.
Chaos is already happening due to the madness and the mutations and
There's, oh god, the madness might cause people to just hit each other and create more deaths, which will create hasos, which will create more. Oh fuck.
yeah. 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 Let's
Here's
just
some-
roll some of this madness, shall we? Let's just show some examples on screen. Because I want to. This will be fun. Notably, you want to know what other creature this affects too that's actually more plentiful than commoners?
The wildlife.
Chewinga.
Oh! The babies!
It even hits the Chewingas, and they're a lot more plentiful than regular people. For perspective, for every one person, like for every one commoner, there's probably about 10 Chewinga.
Are the chewingas are humanoid creatures, right?
They're small humanoid elementals.
Okay, that counts.
You want to use the card? It wouldn't undo everything, but you can undo the wave. Do you want to use that?
Oh, right, that's a thing.
Rattle?
Yes!
yes.
Okay. So, you see Rattle Darkstar hold up. Actually, how do you do it? Go ahead and describe it to me. How do you do it? Like, what do you do to dramatically show off this thing?
You do it like Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, it's his choice.
I'm gonna toss it to Dracula.
Dracul? You mean?
Yeah.
Okay, he's not able to use it. You have to use it.
No, I'm just tossing it to him while using it.
So, you just toss this card in the air towards Dracul while invoking the Hands of Fate.
Yeah.
For all of you that are here, you see the card shatter into blinding light and then manifest as swirling maelstroms of possibility as reality's fabric unravels and spins anew like thread, allowing him to avoid or erase one event as if it never happened. So what happens is he erases the event of what specific event are you erasing? Like, how specific or generalized do you want to be with this?
I'm just
Please, word this carefully. We learned from that one too.
I'm probably just changing the where the eye had done the wave.
Do you just want to stop the black sky effect? Do you want to stop the wave? Do you want to stop the void ocean from breaching? What do you want?
The wave.
Okay. To stop the wave, it would also be stopping the void ocean breaching. So, okay.
Yeah.
You see everything fabric, and then you almost see everyone you almost see time start to seemingly rewind, but then snaps back in place immediately as the wave from before seemingly starts retreating back into the void ocean in reverse. And the beam from the sky shrinks back down into the void ocean. And the void ocean itself seems to shrink a bit. As Rattle Darkstar has completely undid that event by invoking the powers of the gods of fate. What this means is that wave did not pass through all dimensions anymore.
Oh. Oh my god, yes!
Yeah, that didn't change any of the events that happened. It just changed that singular event. Which means, obviously, paradox. But it just kind of works. It's the Todd Howard effect.
Hey, so is nobody corrupted anymore?
Anyone who failed the DC 20 check no longer... anyone who failed the wisdom save or the DC 20 con check is no longer subject to the effects that they were affected by having that happen. So, Clocksworth, you'd never gained a second level of corruption.
Yes.
All those random citizens, they never gained their things either.
Yes.
However,
Okay.
Raiju is still dead.
Ah!
He was waiting for it.
I was like, oh, the creature's not awakened yet. Nope.
So, all the events that happened in Cathang's side session still happened. The beam still went into the sky, but now it never penetrated the void ocean and was stopped. But everything else still played out the same way it did.
So basically, if it's void ocean, stuff happens as usual. If it's outside the void ocean, nothing happens.
Well, the reason why this is the case, Surtur, the reason why this is the case, and I'm sure Sylvester would explain this, why Raiju's still dead, is because that was something that was fated to happen by the fates themselves. And they refused to undo that.
I mean, as a player, I would have just went with the explanation because you said that it was the unbreaking of the seal that caused the wave, not the creature that caused the wave. Which
Yeah, it was the unbreaking of the seal.
And since Rattle would have no way to do that, he couldn't undo the unbreaking of the seal because he had no clue the seal existed. So all he could do is affect the wave.
But that's not what it is, because it doesn't matter whether Rattle knew about it, the fates would do his wishes anyway. But this is something that is a hard and fast ruled no by a higher authority than even the fates. Because
What?
Yukari has designated that event has to happen, and she trumps the fates.
That's interesting.
So, no, that's the real lore reason why he couldn't undo Raiju's death. But, Red Darkstar, you have successfully used your card for a very good thing. You've basically completely undid a lot of the chaos I was spreading throughout the world.
Hey,
because
wait,
holy shit.
Yeah,
Because,
you basically
without
went, hey DM, you know your plans for the second half of the campaign? No.
Oh, I feel like that's not it yet. I feel like there's more.
Which I'm like, fair enough. You had the MacGuffin. You're allowed to do it. It's a one-time use MacGuffin, and you used it. It is the perfect point to use it.
Yeah, I think there is very little world-shattering event then. Oh yeah, 80% of the population now has a level of exhaustion, corruption, and yeah, we're going to have to deal with Haze's husk, presumably exponentially growing.
Yeah, so, Ral Darkstar, good job. I'm proud.
Bug?
Yep.
This spoilery question. Is the creature that did the thing still sleepy?
Oh, the creature that did the thing is still roaming around the void ocean, but now he's trapped in the void ocean.
Oh no, he's more angry then!
Yeah. And as I said to Clocksworth before, that creature isn't why the void ocean was breached. It's just what crawled out of the hole. It has nothing to do with the beam.
Yeah, which is why I thought that it wouldn't bring back Raiju, because it's like, yeah, it's the creature didn't cause the beam, so why would that undo Raiju's death?
Right. Yeah.
But hopefully that fixes everything.
Yeah. Honestly, this is a really great use for it. And yeah, it fixes pretty much a lot of things. Like, I was thinking you were going to use it for something like this. The only other thing I could think of is maybe using it to unwrite Strixhaven falling, but that was like the only other thing I could think of. That would be as monumental. And you don't even know what Strixhaven is as a character, so you wouldn't know that.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was about to say, why would he care about Strixhaven if he's not involved with Strixhaven?
I know, but if he ever did, then yeah. But anyway, so yeah, good job. You did a very good use for this thing.
I'm doing a strict.
Before anyone out there calls out bullshit because of what I did with the Wish, the Fates card says nothing about Monkey's Paw. No part of it says that things will go wrong if it's not under X, Y, and Z. So it's implied that it will just work. So no, I'm not going to Monkey's Paw it because it's just implied to not have that. So Rattle Darkstar gets no repercussions other than losing the card. And hell, he drew it from the deck of many things. Do you know how many risks he took even drawing from that deck?
Yeah,
Words are cool.
I'm not gonna be drawing from it anymore.
Which, I guess that's notable, Clocksworth. You've learned the deck of many things is the thing. I don't know if you knew that in character.
Oh god, don't make it. Now that you mention it, well, no, I've seen Dracul draw from it.
Yeah.
I was there when Dracul drew from.
Yeah, but were you aware of what it was?
No, and seeing that unhappen would make me very confused, too interested in knowing what the fuck happened even more.
Yeah. And then Rattle, I'm sure you'd feel free to explain to him what happened. Which we don't have to do that in character if you don't want to.
Basically, I used the fake card.
The what card?
Cool, just explain. He undid the beam thingy.
Silvestro would pipe up and say, he used the card from the deck of many things to channel the powers of the gods of fate to let him undo one event.
Exactly like I
Yeah,
said.
that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good timing for that card, I would say.
It's pretty much the best card in the deck, and he happened to draw it a while ago. He's been sitting on it until he had a good use for it.
Yeah.
Can't argue about how good that usage was.
Silvestro smirking and says, Fangless doomed us all, but Rattle Darkstar saved us all.
Cool, it's just the real. It's like, shut up. He's your great nephew. Be at least nice to him a little.
Silvestro is just laughing his ass off at Dracul's reaction.
Still have yet to explain to me what Cathangless is.
Do you think anyone has an explanation for that? Finreal's the closest. Speaking of, where is that man? He should be here by now. And then you all see a small pink letter fall from the sky. Does any of you pick it up to read it?
I will.
Okay, both of you pick it up to read it at the same time. Give me acrobatics checks to see who actually picks it up.
Rattle should be one to pick it. There's a letter falling in the rain.
It's somehow repelling the rain.
Okay.
It's a magical
Acrobatic.
acrobatics. Yes. Can you beat a 30? Holy shit.
No.
Cool. What are you on right now? Wait, I forgot. You're on Dragon Wine. Right.
he's on Dragon Wine, and he's on plus index.
I mean, Rattle also rolled hot. He rolled a 19.
He rolled better than Dracul. Dracul just got way better dexterity and proficiency in acrobatics.
Yeah.
Playing boons.
Yeah, so Rattle, he manages to snatch it before you. And he opens it and reads from it, and it's in a very nice cursive writing, but it says in flowery but plain words, you'll be predisposed for an entire week. Please be patient. Sincerely, Yukari.
Cool just mutters and so just son of a bitch.
And Sylvester pipes up and says, "Careful now, the walls have ears." And then you see a bunch of Sylvester's ears just popping out of all the furniture.
You want to lose another one?
I have thousands more.
You.
I just realized I still have a bag of holding.
You stuck yourself in a bag of holding? What?
I said I still have a bag of holding.
Yes, you do.
Holding is useful when you find the right time to use it.
What are you planning to do with the bag of holding?
Nothing?
Ominous question.
Ominous question. Nothing.
Are you planning on making a bomb?
No.
Okay, I believe you. You passed that persuasion check.
I mean, we're on the ship. Why would he try to do that on the ship?
I don't
I
know.
have 4
Because
bags
he's
of holding.
bored,
Give me your bag of
maybe?
holding.
I don't know. Why do you think Zelkor is trying to figure out how to make a nuke? Which
You know what? On almost every other character, I would be like, yeah, funny joke. But because it's Zokra, I'm like, yeah, actually, that makes some kind of sense.
Yeah, he got his god-killing weapon taken away from him before. He wants to make another one.
So
This is not just a god-killing weapon. This is a planetary killing weapon.
I also have 21 mystery keys.
21 what?
Mystery keys.
I didn't hear the word before keys.
Mystery.
I don't know what that.
Things that go to anywhere. Can go to anywhere.
Can unlock a random door. Or chest.
And now it transitions from tavern music to city music. Okay.
Mhm.
Even though I still have it looped.
What?
I have.
Okay.
Oh, what the hell? What? No! Go away from Eldritch battle music, please. I don't want to fight.
I was gonna say I just have to find the right door for the keys.
It's in someone's chest. It's the key to their heart.
At least it's not the key to the brain.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to attune myself to something I forgot was in my inventory for like months now. I'm trying to attune myself to one of the lesser restoration spell rot tattoos that I had.
Right. Oh, by the way, even though the waves didn't happen anymore, the nerf still did. Just FYI.
Yeah, I was assuming, but yeah,
I'm just
I
going to
could-
clarify that on stream. The nerf still happened, and the buffs to planeswalkers still happened.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh. How's everyone's reaction to that face helping us?
I'm glad it. I'm glad it worked.
Be a good kid.
Thanks.
You would see Rattle a small green hand appear out of one of the walls and give you head pats.
No, your brother gives you a thumbs up, but head pats work just as well.
A different one pops out and gives you a thumbs up.
I'm just gonna look annoyed at the head pass.
Aw. Okay.
I wish I could actually make a famous communicate with everyone. He just says 3 words. Fuck you, Sylvester.
Sylvester would just reply with, "Love you too."
We're going to talk when I get back.
Yeah, that's funny.
So,
Actually, that's a good question. Would Cathangla send some sort of message or letter to the rest of the party to
Yes.
fill them in on what's going on with him currently?
Yes.
Okay,
Freezing
so
egg.
how will this manifest? Go ahead and pick.
Through everyone's minds.
So you're doing a telepathic message? Okay, that means that that means that Zokarai is only going to be able to hear it if he allows it. Actually, it means that all of them will only be able... Actually, wait. All of you took off the orange mask, didn't you?
Yeah,
I did.
Cool.
I did.
Okay. Who is wearing the Auric mask or has a ring of mind feeling?
Edric was
not
wearing
me.
an Auric mask.
Or I guess in the case of Zokarai, has mind blank as well.
Yeah. Or in the case of Surtur, has mind blank. Because I'm pretty sure you do too, don't you?
Have to go check back. Anyways, I would accept the miss.
Yeah, you would accept regardless. I assume you're
Yeah.
all going to accept.
Yeah.
Click accept to answer this call.
We were trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
Extended warranty. Yes. It comes back.
Could I? I could ask if I can try to mind punch Cap about that.
Zokarai would just mutter, "The fuck's a car?"
It's you that I did the Powerpuff Girls. Ring, 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 phone call, phone call.
You're giving the artificer knowledge about cars. Great.
That's funny.
I was gonna mind punch Cat.
Cathangless, you have been mind punched.
Grabs the punch. No.
I believe you're immune to psychic damage, though. So
Yes, that's why. That's why I said he grabs the punch.
So it's like that one scene from One Punch Man where the monster just punches Saitama and it just doesn't even move. And I don't need to say which scene because pick one. They're in a lot of scenes.
Yes.
It's literally almost every scene where he's fighting a monster.
Yeah. Or, okay, here's a funnier scene. The scene where that one ninja guy is trying to cut him with the sword and Saitama just gets so annoyed, he just bites the sword and breaks it. Yeah. Like,
Anyways,
Alpha.
what's the message?
English just says, I'm okay. Taking care of an egg right now.
it's the car joke. That's why he mind punched you. So, yeah, he said to everyone that he's okay and he's taking care of an egg right now, which none of you know what the fuck that means.
I did kind of undid what you did.
Zokarai knows what it means because he planes walked to Finn's workshop before.
Long story short, I'm an adopted father.
Okay.
I did.
Fox was
Oh.
just like, okay.
Yeah.
There's legit Saitama. That's it. Okay.
I mean, there's been so much nonsense that nonsense is like normal.
Right.
Uh,
So what, is Clarksworth going to freak out about Sunday sales now?
I was trying to say, just tell Cass that I did undo what he did.
I did not do anything as far as I know. I don't even know how.
Sylvester would say, and I quote, "You nearly doomed us all if it wasn't for Rattle saving our ass."
Shut up! You knew what happened.
Yes, and that's why I know you nearly doomed us all.
Okay, try and tell me how you'd fight that thing.
I wouldn't have had the battle in that location.
Okay, I was pinned. I was not able to move. I was.
Is that
trying
why
to
you
run.
storm of vengeance the entire town full of innocents?
We do not talk about the town of innocents.
He what?
I have more ammo than you do, dude. You're gonna lose this argument.
Sorry, I don't know if I can hear that one, but if I could, I would
all of
probably
you are
say,
hearing
"He
this
what?"
argument telepathically happening between these two in all of your minds.
Okay, enough, you two.
What's actually no? It's Clockwork. So, what's the storm of vengeance? I think would be a more fitting answer.
I did tell them enough.
Sylvester would say, "Ask Cathanglis. He seems to like it anyway."
Okay, Catangless, what's the storm of vengeance?
I said enough.
Sorry, Rattle. Go ahead and say what you can say.
I said
Said enough.
enough between them.
Anyways, is Sorkin? I think he was in the Void Ocean.
Yukari took him. He
So we
should be
have-
okay right now.
So
I
we
was
have-
really going to be here, but you guys decide to get into a fight with somebody.
Finrio leans over and says, "I'm also here too. I'm currently training him."
Hey,
I like to
I'm
imagine the Finrio just puts his hand on Cathanglis' back like Goku does with King Kai.
Uh,
I'm going to
We were-
get stronger.
That's a fun scene.
Yeah.
we were trying to come to you.
Well, I guess once one of our captain is back, we're going to have to tell them that we don't need to go to the Void Ocean anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and Sylvester just say, "Well, on the bright side, now we have an airship."
Yeah.
I wouldn't want anyone to go through the hell of that void ocean.
And Silvestro says to you, "Now you see why the luminescent leader told you weren't ready for that place, right?
Why was I ready now?
You weren't. It just kind of happened. Because Raiju pissed off a sapphire dragon."
I am still grieving over Raiju.
He doesn't respond to that.
Oh.
As he just kind of shuts up in response to that. And it's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Lucky
Yeah,
you're
sorry.
immune to psychic damage, or else I'd actually psychic breath you.
Silvestro says, "Have a cookie. You're not you and you're hungry." And summons Girl Scout cookies for Cathanglis.
Thank you.
There's
I'm
Thin
about
Mint.
to say. I'm about to say with butterscotch.
There's also butterscotch there too.
Banglish just uses someone garlic bread on Rattle.
Oh, no, garlic bread, no. Oh, that's
think
a
that-
funny idea, sir. Remember when I mentioned Galder's Speedy Courier sending to a random dimension? One of those possible dimensions is the garlic bread dimension.
Listen, I
I'm
just like the Lord that Cathegus accidentally made a spell because he heard about a garlic bread dimension. Like, I want garlic bread.
And then he just made a spell somehow. And he also somehow made an entire dimension of what he wanted, which was garlic bread. So it's an entire dimension of garlic bread.
Blame
Finreal would
Sylvester.
say, and I repeat, this is why none of us know what the fuck he is. Because how the hell could he do that?
It's me! Cathegus would just say it up, Pepito. I am me!
Dang, not even the gods know what he is. Okay. I know a lot of things are unusual, but this is a cut above it.
I'm just gonna fire about the garlic bread.
It is now flame broiled garlic bread. It is indeed flammable, but the ship is thankfully not flammable.
Careful, I might use my second spell. Summon Jim!
No!
You summon one random person named Jim! Could be anybody, could be any creature, could be any monster type. They are just named Jim.
Oh, that would be.
Finreal would say, Cathangus, put down the ring of the grammarian. I told you not to mess with that thing.
It's fun!
Can I drop good berries on Catangus?
What was that about Cathangus?
Drop good berries on him?
Yeah, Cathangus, you're being showered with good berries.
So just nom it.
How are each of your spells traveling across planes?
Allow it.
Silvestro just pipes up and says, because they're allowing it because it's funny. And
Listen,
by
if you
they,
have
I mean Yukari.
have a god, and you have another kind of god.
Finreal
You have
conks
me.
your head and says, Cathangus, you're not a god. Shut up.
Was meeting you!
You made it sound like you were talking about yourself.
Nowhere near a god.
I'm also not a god. I'm a primordial, but people call me a god.
I'm gonna make this over Catangus.
Finreal says, okay, this is too much nonsense. I'm ending the line. And he just kind of leaves.
It was just Google. Yeah, it's like, I'm going to be with you guys in a week.
Yeah, you also got wet Catangus.
You for the shower.
Sylvester says, if you want to go talk to Cathangus before then, you can always just go to sleep and go to the workshop.
Just like messing with him.
I couldn't hear what your question was. What?
I just
So
like
he was
messing with
discussing-
him.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I'm going to grab some more water. You guys continue to do some nonsense while I'm gone.
I'd say
Okay.
before that ends, Cathegus would show the egg.
Man, when the hour is done, I'm going to try and cast Lesser Restoration on myself. Because my character doesn't know it can't remove the level of exhaustion.
Okay.
Does he
Oh,
know?
God, I don't think so.
Well, he would know that Lesser Restoration does it.
I don't. I'm just having fun clicking a bunch of points on the map because I'm bored.
Enough.
Whee!
uh,
Wait, who was? Oh, actually, I should have put myself in. Well, we're on a. Who was that?
Yeah, I think-
Oh, that's blue. Okay.
Yeah, I could use prestidigitation as well.
Sorting.
I'm back.
Welcome
Yeah.
back.
Thank you.
Me and Clockwork are using that.
That's a lot of
What?
dice. What the hell?
I think Dracul was just bored.
They're cool with board. Found a dice set and decided to roll a lot of dice.
Uh,
You
me
robbed a lot
and
of people of dice.
Clockwork are using prestidigitation.
To make
Okay.
dice.
Oh.
I am sleep deprived, by the way, so if I am goofy...
That's what I said, Bug. I would say that Cathangus would show everyone the egg before like he hung up.
Yeah. So, all of you
Sure.
see egg. It is small
You know,
egg.
good.
It resembles dragon egg, but it is small, and it is not dragon egg.
Could I make a history check of it?
Yeah, it's like one of the SCPs. We know what it's not, but we don't know what it is.
Also, Rattle, Harold and Gerald are hugging you.
Uh,
I forgot that they would react to what you did, and yes, they're hugging you, and Harold
Right.
is crying.
Fair.
The Phantom, meanwhile, is still fighting the Crusader downstairs while also having an accidental crisis. Which we'll get into that in some sort of side session.
You're welcome.
Meanwhile.
This
That
is
reminds
like a
me,
big-
you want to know what's my favorite meanwhile joke?
Okay.
It's one from early Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and it was, meanwhile, back at the plot. It's like, meanwhile, back at the stuff that actually matters.
Oh yeah, that was a joke when they were doing. Meanwhile, back on this random place.
Yeah, or meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, randomly,
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a random meanwhile at the Hall of
there's
Justice.
these Saiyans coming. Batman, what are your thoughts? Well, I think, I have an idea. Oh god, it's Aquaman. And Nappa later would call back to this and say, I had fun. I sunk their battleship and their whales. And he hears
And
Aquaman
their
disappointing.
whales.
No.
Oh, oh. Okay.
Now you get
Yeah,
that joke?
was- I forgot. I think I never made the connection between the two.
Yeah. That's what Nappa was talking about. Just defeating all the whales that Aquaman sent at him. It's a very dumb joke from very early Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, it's early Dragon Ball Z Bridge.
It's definitely
Most
2000s humor, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. I am. Yeah, I think making episode 1 quality DBZ a bridge would not pass today.
No, it lasted like one season, and that's it.
I'm remembering Raccoon WWE style.
Right.
So, do we end the session here?
If you want, I'm fine keeping the session going, as long as you guys want to. I'm fine with whatever.
Anyways, I'd probably, once the hour is done, try to cast Lesser Restoration on myself to remove the level of contamination, but I believe it wouldn't work.
It would not. You can try to cast it, but it wouldn't work.
I will also, where is
Oh, Rattle left.
9?
He had to go, I think.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess we are ending the session here.
Oh,
Ended it with everyone seeing the mighty of egg.
Or either that, or we can just say that Rattle's character just kind of went off somewhere. One of the two.
Eh.
Wait, doesn't the I just realized doesn't the Auric Mask do some shenanigans if you try casting a spell when you're close to one?
Yes.
And
Delirium
I'm
does.
and I casted it here, so there's
Roll a d10.
wouldn't
Yeah,
it be 3? I think Dracula is within 10 feet and well,
No, it's 1 regardless of how much delirium is next to you.
okay. I thought if there were multiple sources, there would be.
That would be
thought-
weird because at what point do you differentiate multiple sources, quote unquote?
Yeah.
Like,
A
if
bunch
you
of
have a
balls.
geode with a bunch of small crystals attached to it, is that one source or a bunch of small sources?
My brain heard. It depends on the number of Draculas in your area.
Hot trick! Hot Dracules in your area. 13. You managed to actually cast a spell without going into a delirium geode.
And then it did nothing. And then I realized I should have probably cast Armor of Acatis before, not knowing Delirium does that now, so.
And
I
it
swear I'm
also
going
went
to-
off without a hit.
I swear
You
I'm
continue
going-
to
I'm
not
going to-
know.
I swear I'm going to wake up one day and mess up and something bad is going to happen.
Yep.
Because I'm going to be casting all the stuff. Which I need to go check the words exactly because I just copy pasted a good chunk of it, so.
Okay. I'm actually kind of tired, so if you guys want to end the session here, I wouldn't mind. I want to go take a nap.
I don't mind either. Me and you have to talk about what thing you want to talk about, Bug.
Yeah, the astral plane
Oh.
stuff. Did you want to do that stuff before my nap or after my nap?
After that way, you'll be much well rested.
Okay, so that would be about 3 o'clock. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay with that.
I'll ask the question because I'm sure it'll come down in downtime at some point. What happens once I roll the 10? Because it says any spell cast within 10 feet of a delirium crystal has a chance to get absorbed, causing it to fracture and break.
If it fractures, if you read earlier in the material things, it talks about what happens when these crystals break.
Story short, please don't make them break.
Basically, when a crystal breaks, depending on its size, it can either just do an arcane anomaly and a wild magic surge, or it can do 1d4 arcane anomalies and 1d4 wild magic surges, or it can do more than that and also send you to a random plane of resistance.
What happens if, because I'm casting like 20 spells a day in downtime, so I'm probably not rolling 140. Probably not rolling more than 140 consecutive times.
Depends on the size of the delirium near you. For the
Yeah.
first result, it's 1 pound, and then it's 10 pounds, and then 100
Yeah.
pounds.
It would be the Auric Mask, because that's the only source of delirium I would have close to me.
That's a 1 pound crystal. So if you failed the roll, then you would get a wild magic surge, an arcane anomaly, and the crystal would just be broken, and the auric mask would no longer work.
Okay, so because I don't know that's gonna happen with the mask, I'm probably breaking the mask at some point in downtime.
Okay, you want to go ahead and roll for what the wild magic surge and arcane anomaly is?
Sure. Let me just-
Because I was actually going to
Joe.
mention, if it's okay with you guys, Jaden
Yeah,
wanted there to be 8. He wanted to go on 8 weeks of downtime because he wants to train in the subclass. Do you guys mind if we just do 8 weeks of downtime?
Okay
I
with
don't
doing
know-
8 weeks of downtime.
I don't know what I would be doing in those 8 weeks.
I mean, we don't have a time crunch anymore, and yeah, Cathangles will be back, but like beyond that.
Yeah, actually, I don't know what we would be doing, period.
Also, I mean, heaven forbid Cathanglis has to stay an additional 7 weeks and get even more broken before he comes back. That will really be such a problem.
I mean, you could get everything that you wanted to talk to me about.
Yeah. So, yeah, no. We'll just have it be in 8 weeks, because he wants to stick around for 8 weeks anyway.
Okay. So yeah, I just rolled 10 to just as a joke see if I would miss it, and I didn't miss, and I did break it at least once. So yeah,
Okay,
I
so
broke my own
roll-
Auric Mask.
So go ahead.
I broke my own Auric mask, probably in my room or in the surgeon room when there's no... Wait, Jaden is canonically there.
We're just gonna say you broke it in your room. So that way it's an isolated event.
Yeah, right, actually, it was Rattle's time to be the surgeon at that point, so yeah, it would be in my room or something.
Okay. So, do you want to do the wild magic first or the arcane anomaly first? We're just gonna do this and then we're gonna end the session.
Arcane.
Okay.
Should be another case of wish.
No, well, that would be on wild magic, not on the arcane. I just hope it doesn't summon more elementals. All creatures within 60 feet become invisible for 1 minute or until they attack or cast a spell. So, you became invisible.
While
God,
the
it's
Auric mask
poetic.
broke. The Auric mask just broke, and then
And
I
then
became
also,
invisible.
1d20 flumps appear in unoccupied spaces within 60 feet of you and are automatically
Hey!
frightened of you.
I don't see that.
Good things.
If you highlight the 1 on the wild magic surge, you can read the entire thing. Because of how Cathangus formatted it, it doesn't show up unless you do that.
Sorry, I said I was working on
where?
it.
I know that
Where?
you're working on it. Look in chat.
Okay, chat.
Oh,
rolling
wait,
1d
it's to
arcane
GM,
anomalies.
so you can't see it. Right. It's a private.
Oh,
Are flumps the good things that look like pancakes or like pies?
Yes. So,
How do I write the name of the creature?
let me go get you what the fuck a flump is. Let me actually drag one out into the map.
Look adorable.
They are adorable, but they are also kind of creepy. It depends on your opinion of jellyfish.
I'm a marine scientist.
So, there's a flump. And I will also make it visible to all players, so you can see its step line. So 1d20 of these things appear in your room with you, and are frightened of you, and are trying to run away from you.
How do you want to create this character? I don't want to create a flum. It's asking me to use a character mentor, create an NPC, or edit cheat directly. I guess
Edit
I'm going
cheat
to
directly.
edit cheat directly.
God damn it, it made it a character.
There's CR-18 creatures.
Okay.
Roll me a d20. How many flips are in your room?
Well,
All of them.
12. You have 12 flumps in your room that appear within 60
Oh my
feet of you.
god, I mean that as a joke.
You have 12 flumps. They run away from you and use their stench spray on you.
Stench spray.
They have an action called stench spray that they can do once per day. Each creature in a 15-foot cone originated from the flump must succeed on DC 10 dex save or be coated in foul-smelling liquid. A creature coated exudes a horrible stench for 1d4 hours. The coated creature is poisoned as long as the stench lasts, and other creatures are poisoned while within 5 feet of the coated creature. A creature can remove the stench on itself by using a short rest to bathe in water, alcohol, or vinegar. Yeah, bathing in alcohol. That sounds great.
that sounds like a cool thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so, you have 12 flumps all using stench spray on you. Give me 12 dexterity saves. See if you manage to nimbly dodge all of these stenchy things trying to shoot at you. And no, they're not trying to... Oh, well, that one failed. Okay, doesn't matter. You don't need to make the other one.
I have haste permanently on, so I always have advantage on dex saves.
Oh, fair enough.
I think that.
Well, that one failed, so you don't need to make any more rolls. You are stenchy for the next 24 hours.
Oh, that's gonna be fun when Rattle enters the room to tell me it's my turn.
Just wrong.
4 hours.
Okay, well, when would that happen?
I rolled it for you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think when that would happen.
We'll say it happened day 3, just to pick an arbitrary date.
I mean, whatever. Doesn't matter, really.
Yeah, I don't really care. It could happen on the first day. You would also
Yeah, I
notice
was
that
about-
something's up when you have to make a wisdom save every 24 hours. Or else
I
take
mean-
it level of madness. Which
I
that's
mean-
something we'll resolve later. I'll resolve that with Jaden. Anyway, we're calling the session here. Now that we've
Yep.
resolved this.
I mean, I'm casting more. I'm casting like 10 spells a day, so I would probably break my own mask before having to make the wisdom save.
Right. Anyway. Take care, everyone. I enjoyed the stream. Did you guys enjoy the stream?
Hell yes.
It was a bit chaotic, but it was fun in the end.
Was it?
The oncoming storm